Holo Gelato Familia. It's George, the Disney Italiano, coming to you with another Holo Gelato Live. We got a stacked house today. We got my bros, Mr. Theme Park Conductor and Tommy Toon, but we also have another very good friend of mine. It's, as you can see down below, he's a dude, but not just a dude. He's a Disney dude. It's Drew, the Disney dude.
What is your source on this information? Can you back this up?
Well, sometimes like being the Italiano, sometimes I just have to take a wild guess, and you just
thankfully you're pretty spot on. So you're batting 1,000 right now.
Well, that's good. Hopefully my predictions for like the Disney parks, I can bat 1,000 for that as well with the upcoming D23. But before we get into everything, I'll start with you, Drew. If you want to let everyone know where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, Substack, wherever you could potentially think of content, with the exception of Snapchat, because I don't like Snapchat. You can find me there.
I don't blame you.
Me either. I just couldn't picture like Disney content on Snapchat. I can't get myself to do it.
You know what? I even tried, like I signed up for like all these platforms, like, and I don't even like use like half of them, but I'm like, you know what? Hey, I did it anyway. So
you have the username at least, right?
Yeah, that's it. And Mr. Tommy Toon, so glad to have you on. I got to have you back on more often. I know it's like crazy, but you get to see a lot of me in these upcoming weeks. So probably afterwards, you're going to be saying like, "Get the hell out of here, man."
No, man, I cannot wait for the trip. I'm happy to be here, man. Holo Gelato. What's up, Conductor? And Drew, the Disney dude. I have tons of respect for you, man. Appreciate you coming on. Heck yeah, man. You can find me on YouTube. Got a lot of food reviews on there at TommyToon_world. Same with TikTok, and then Instagram at TommyToon_.
Awesome. And then last but certainly not least, my vlogger partner in crime, Mr. Theme Park Conductor. Again, always glad to have you back on. It's that's like a walk in the park for you. Like
easy.
But if you want to let everyone know where they can find you on social media.
Absolutely. And Drew, I just want to give an extended thanks for you being on tonight's live stream. I can't wait to talk to you about everything, our trip, your trip out here to the West Coast just a week ago. So I can't wait to ask you all these questions, but you can find me Theme Park Conductor on YouTube and Blue Sky at Theme Park Conductor, on Instagram at theme_park_conductor, on X at Theme Conductor, TikTok at Theme Park Conductor 1, and every Sunday at 5 or 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Conductor Sunday live stream, where we talk everything from Disney to Universal news. We speculate, we talk rumors, and we have amazing guests like the one and only George, the Disney Italiano, Tommy Toon World, and Drew. You're always invited to come on the show. I would love to have you when I get back in the town.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. And Drew was out here on a very rare occasion to Disneyland. I know he doesn't get to come out as often as he probably would like, but when he does, he lives it up. And what was so funny is that literally we were both at the park at this exact same time.
And we didn't know it.
And neither one of us knew it. He was over at Disneyland. I was over at DCA. And it was like we were literally across the street. But hey, it's a small world. You never know. And actually, he was on a Disney cruise recently. And some of my friends who I met on a Disney cruise, they were on the same cruise. And I'm like, was putting two and two together. And I'm like, can you see if you spot my friend Drew, the Disney dude? And they said, well, what does he look like? I said, he's really tall with red hair.
That's all you need to know. Yep.
And literally they text me back in like 5 minutes and they said, we think we found him. And
we were at dinner together, like literally 50 feet apart from each other. It's funny.
That's great. Hey, and as I said, it's a small world after all. But
really
so I think basically what this live is about is we wanted to invite Drew on because the three of us, along with Abby, will be coming down for our big 2-week Florida trip. We are doing Universal Orlando and Walt Disney World.
Has your permit been approved to enter the state of Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, it certainly hope so.
Yeah, it better be.
If not, we're in big trouble.
You are screwed. No, but yeah, you guys are gonna hopefully have a freaking amazing trip. That's a long time to be here, but I can't say no to it. Like I love it out here. So
Oh yeah,
yeah, we really could be brothers. We look alike too.
Yeah, man, I'll take it. Man.
Yeah, we can sell that if it ever comes up. We can easily sell that. I will not have a problem with it.
There you go.
Or with the movement.
hashtag ancestry. So, but so yeah, and it's going to be Conductor and Tommy's first time at Walt Disney World.
Whoa!
Yeah, so this is
Prepared
like
to have your mind blown.
yes.
No. I'm excited.
And that's like I've just like been hyping them up literally for a year. We've been planning this for literally a year, and we thought we have to like before we come on this trip, we have to have a Walt Disney World expert on, just because like I mean I've been going to Walt Disney World for over 25 years since living on the East Coast, but
Longer than I've been alive.
yes, exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. So you've been like you're embedded in Walt Disney World, and
I am.
So I guess I want to just start off, Drew, like as far as like what's going on in the world, like what can we expect to see? Because I haven't been down there since May of last year. So
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like disappointed that we don't know when Buzz and Big Thunder are reopening, because like they said spring, and people are still not riding Big Thunder Mountain. Like it's just water dummies. So there's something that has delayed Big Thunder Mountain. And I think they're holding Buzz back to open them on the same day rather than because realistically, how much of a marketing push can you do for a updated shooter ride? Like it's just not going to work. The only way you're really going to sell Buzz is by promoting Big Thunder alongside it. So I think they've caught something with Big Thunder that has pushed it back, which sucks. Like, and usually they do like a 2-month heads up. Like they did a 2-month heads up for the shows at Hollywood Studios. This is 2 attractions. Like this is much bigger. So I'm kind of fearing that we're looking at like an early May opening for both of those, which is like, at that point you're almost entering summer. Like there's literally going to be like a 3-week, again, I'm speculating, but that would be like a 3-week gap between your spring season and your summer season, which isn't ideal by any means. But like Cinderella Castle's painting is moving at like warp speed. There hasn't been a single crane on site, and like half the castle's been painted in like
I love that
3 weeks.
Yes.
Like I always think it's funny when like people criticize Disney all the time, which I get. Like I think that's a good thing. You have to criticize Disney with how expensive the parks are these days. But I always think it's funny when good things happen and it's just crickets, pure silence. Like if there was a single crane up at Cinderella Castle during the day, I would not hear the end of it for months. But there's no crane right now. They're painting the castle almost silently. It looks beautiful. I haven't even seen it yet. They're moving so fast. I haven't seen a single comment about that, right? But yeah, Castle's moving great. The whole like Frontierland is just like, I can't even describe what the park looks like when you walk into Frontierland, because before when you were in the hub and you were kind of looking down to where the Liberty Bell used to be, you could see the dock where the boat used to be, which the dock is still there. They're keeping that for Piston Peak. It's going to be like an overlook in the new area. But all the trees are gone. So you can see Big Thunder Mountain directly behind it. And it's like, it's created a brand new view as a result of them demolishing Tom Sawyer Island. So that's kind of trippy. But if you're basically standing in front of Pecos Bill and Tiana's, like that little section, that little walkway, you could literally see like half a mile just of pure dirt pit as they're building cars and villains. Again, I can't describe it. You just kind of have to see the scale of it in person. Like picture like when you're walking in from San Francisco looking to the back of Cars Land, like that level of distance is how much dirt we have just sitting in the middle of Magic Kingdom. So that's freaking crazy too. The Encanto show building's freaking massive. It's like 80,000 square feet. That thing spawned in like a month, and that ride's going to be so freaking good. Like everyone was sick of me when I was talking about Tiana's in 2024. By the time Encanto opens, there's going to be some memes about me being like Colombian with how much I'm talking about Encanto. So prepare for that. Like this ride is going to, everyone's talking about like Villains Land and Pandora, like those two are getting like the attention, but I firmly believe that Encanto is kind of going to be like this return to form, modernized Fantasyland style dark ride. So I like going to Animal Kingdom just to watch that building kind of pop up, because I'm very excited for that one. We have so much growth going on here. It's nuts.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because I feel like right now Encanto is kind of like the sleeper hit right now. And Yeah,
100%.
I remember going up to the Imagineering campus and seeing like a model of it, and the show building just on the model looked massive.
It's big, yeah.
So I can't imagine what it's going to look like in person. Now, recently, Dinosaur completely went fully extinct on us, and I have to say,
I love Dinosaur. I'm sad
I
about
do
that.
too. Honestly, I grew up with Dinosaur. You know, people give it crap on it. You know, they
Oh, it
compare
was
it
freaking awesome.
to Jones. I still love Dinosaur. I'm very curious to see what they do with Indiana Jones, but even for at the time when they closed down Dinosaur, like the warp speed of how they closed, like they literally ripped up the gravel. They got Aladar out, Dino Sue, like everything is removed.
Yeah.
And then before I move on to these guys, if they have any questions or comments or anything, do you feel like the rate of how everything is moving, that this was potentially going to happen anyway, or with now Damaro being promoted from Parks to CEO, do you think that has a lot to do with it as well? Being that the next CEO literally had his hands on the parks and knowing like what to expect.
Yeah, I don't think that had any impact on what we're seeing now, because supposedly, I mean, we'll never know, but supposedly Josh found out he was being promoted to CEO the day before we found out, like 24 hours before. It was like board voted, Josh was informed, Dana was informed, and it was announced right after. But I mean, I guess it's not really shocking that this would happen anyway, because Josh is overseeing these parks to start, and he brought back Bruce Vaughn, who's just absolute badass when it comes to the parks. And also the fact that, like, something that not enough people are talking about is that the first project that Bruce Vaughn ever worked on at Imagineering was Indiana Jones Adventure at Disneyland. So, of course, he's going to want this project to do well. Of course, he's going to want to move quickly on it and deliver on it, because he has a personal attachment to it. And I also think the fact that, like, the plans for the Tropical Americas were essentially locked as of D23 in 2024 at that massive showcase. So at this point, it's been like another year and a half. I think they were kind of eager to just like go. Like, we have our plans done. We have this giant project team. We've had this vision for years now. Like, when are we actually going to get to bring this to life? And now they're finally able to do that. So like you said, George, they removed Aladar, all that piping, and it was like leveled within a week. They like that little sliver of a walkway that got you from the main section of the park back to Dinoland, like in the middle of the construction site. They ripped that up, and now it's just an 11-acre, project site. But yeah, I mean, for me personally, this is kind of just what they've been saying is finally happening. Like, for so long, we saw a lot of talk and there was no action. And like, yeah, I understand that to this day, it's still been taken out of context that Josh was saying we have shovels in the ground, and people are like, well, it took you this long to do this. But what Josh was saying is that we have shovels in the ground around the world, right? For the long-term vision, for like also the fact that there were shovels in the ground for projects, maybe over in Tokyo or Hong Kong. Like, Fantasy Springs was in active construction during that showcase, or it had just opened. So yes, it got taken out of context, and that's social media for you. People like to form a narrative. But yeah, I think that was going to happen anyway. It's just a matter of, oh, we finally closed this thing. Now we actually have to do what we're going to say. And we're at that point now. So even where Monsters over at Hollywood Studios was kind of dormant in the actual Muppet area, it was just a lot of work on the coaster. Now the coaster is about to pop up. We're going to be able to see that track be installed from the park, which I think is badass too. And they've even got scaffolding up on the Pizza Rizzo building, like actually getting ready to retheme that early in the year. So I think there's a chance that Monstropolis opens in 2027 as well.
Now, this could be rumored, but alongside of what people were saying about in the community, like with Villains, Josh telling the Imagineers, go back to the drawing board.
I don't buy it one bit.
No, not. Okay, so this goes to my question of, because now it's being circulated that he's saying now to go back a little bit of the drawing board with Monstropolis, that I guess it may be inside the attraction to do more animatronics than screens. So now is it just more at this point hearsay of just in the community, or could this actually be circulating?
I think that there is some possible, like, slim chance that there's some credibility to this stuff, but not right now. Like, maybe a year and a half ago this stuff happened, and somehow it's just making its way out there. Like, Len Testa has been very, very, very credible with the Villains, but like, they've already filed permits for this land. And I know that I've never even said this publicly anywhere before, but like, I've known for a fact that months and months ago, the Villains Land like individual attractions were circulating creative leads because it was so ambitious, and the Imagineers were nervous with it. Like they were given the project and they were like, I don't want to take this because it's Villains Land. You can't mess that up. That happened way back, like last year. So at this point, you can't be starting over from. I don't know. I could be wrong, but like I just have a. That's why I haven't said a word about it. Like sometimes there will be things that I don't cover.
So you think it's more like this was already circulating, but now it's just hitting the surface.
Correct. Yeah. Like I wouldn't be surprised if because like that first Blue Sky session, when they kind of teased Villains Land and they said it was long down the road, like 15 years from now, to Villains Land being built now, that happened really quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised if Josh said we need to go bigger and bolder in, I don't know, summer of 2023, like long time ago, personally. Or maybe whenever Bruce Vaughn came back, that's what kind of initiated them to go bigger, because they had cars in development well before we ever found out about that too in, August of 24. But I think once Bruce Vaughn came back and kind of got all the troops together and was like, I'm back, we're doing it this way. This is how we're going to do things. I'm giving you guys creative control. I'm giving you guys the resources and assets. That was early 2023. That's not now. Like we're at the point now where they're probably working on phase 2 that we're not going to know about till 2028, 2029. So I just personally don't buy it one bit. I think that every project's going to go through things behind the scenes that we don't know publicly. That's just a part of it. The fact that some of these things even open is a miracle. Like the fact that they open on time and within a reasonable budget and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't buy it. Like if we hadn't seen any of the permits filed yet, or the land clearing hadn't started yet, and like Tropical Americas is on my mind so much I just say it randomly. So like if all of the trees in the rivers of America were just sitting there still, and like we could tell something was happening, and then the rumor came out and we kind of pieced it together, it makes sense. But for this rumor to come out after they've filed like a building permit for like an 88,000 square foot structure, it's like, why even file the permit if you're just going to go back and have more back and forth with the state of Florida and more funds to get those permits? Like just that feels like something that the Bob Chapek era of Disney would have done, not now. So yeah, I just think that if there is any credibility that this happened a long time ago and it's somehow just happening now, but I don't believe it. And even to the fact that like literally right before I came on with you guys, Tom Corliss at WW News Today, I know people give Tom a lot of shit, but personally I've never had a single bad experience with the man in my life. I've actually gotten to know Tom really well behind the scenes. And he knows people, and he just posted an article saying that he knows people in the know, and they said that the big and the bold thing was from step 1, the Genesis, years ago, and that there's no credibility to this whatsoever. So again, I don't know what Tom's sources are. Can't speak for what Tom is saying, but if Tom is accurate, then he's saying that it's not true. But again, who knows? Only Josh knows and the Imagineers. So I don't know, but at the same time, like I know I'm rambling. I love rambling, but at the same time, I do think there's a healthy side of rumors because it causes conversation, and the more people are talking about these parks, the better. So I love it in a sense.
And really quick before I move it to these guys, because I know they want to jump in there. The one last thing,
I feel bad. They're just like spectating us going back and forth.
But,
I promise I'll shut up soon.
But no, I do agree with you, Drew, in the sense of that it is good for conversation, because that's what we're doing right now.
Exactly.
And it's like people always say, like, well, if it's not actual facts, why talk about it? It's like, well, you still can talk about speculation. You still can talk about rumors. Again, it's like you don't always have to talk about facts. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. So again, you guys want to jump in? Ask Drew. Your thoughts.
Go ahead.
Because again, this is going to be your guys' first trip. So as I said,
go ahead.
If I can help you in any way, I will do my best.
Man, yeah, I got a lot of touristy questions, but I do have to admit though, I am pumped for Tropical Americas, man. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, no, I have a working title for a YouTube video right now. I got to pull it up, but I'm trying to figure out like how to phrase this to where it gets views, because I'm going to put like a ton of effort in this video and I want it to do well. But I'm thinking of the title being Tropical Americas, Disney's next instant classic, or Disney's sleeper hit, just like something along the lines of like, wake up. Just because this project isn't some fancy, shiny Villains Land doesn't mean it's not going to kick ass. Like, pay attention. If you're getting Indiana Jones, a freaking carousel, a play area, meet and greet spaces, an Encanto ride, villagers, original characters, a giant hacienda, like, what else could you ask for? And then I know someone's going to be like, well, there's no animals in it. I'm going to be like, it's like, I get it. People want capybaras or whatever the frick they want in Tropical Americas, but like, again, like, Antonio communicates with animals. If you don't think there's not going to be animals throughout this ride, you're wrong.
But wouldn't that handicap that land? Because that's partial of like, even though that's what makes Animal Kingdom. But again, if you have a lot more real life animal exhibits, would that have them close the land down early? You know,
yeah, exactly. Or like, if I want to see animals, I'm going to go to the Maraha Jungle Trek to see Boxo. And if I want to see animals, I'm going to go on Kilimanjaro safaris. If people are taken away from Kilimanjaro safaris, that gives Disney a reason to close the safari and throw a massive land back there. Why would I want that? If I'm going to Animal Kingdom, I want to have a separated a park that feels whole. Like, I'm going to go back here and have this beautiful 11-acre tropical area. I don't need to see animals there. If I want to go see animals, I'm going to go on the safari and have someone talk to me about the animals for 20 minutes. Like, if I'm staring at a capybara through a glass cage, like, that's not immersive. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm crazy because I don't agree with what anyone is saying. But at the same time, I'm like, no, I'm going to think for myself. I'm sick of this online stuff sometimes. And I will say, to be fully self-aware, sometimes probably people are sick of me, but I'm okay with that.
No, exactly. That's well said, man. No,
that doesn't come from us. So we...
Well, okay. People will call me whatever they want, and before I'd be like, now I'm like, okay.
It comes with the territory, man. You just got to take it, right?
Yep.
No, man.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I cut you off. I will give you your time.
No, it's all good. I have touristy questions that may just be yes or no a lot of the time, but like for you, you know, you're out there, so you could maybe just tend to the parks whenever. We're going for 14 days. We're doing Epic, you know, Universal, and we're doing all the Disney stuff. So, in your opinion, what should we do when it rains at Disney? So, of course, you know, it rains out here in Cali, but I normally don't go to the park when it's raining.
Yeah.
So, like, what am I going to do? Like, do I get a poncho no matter what, man? This is a touristy question, like I said.
Yeah, no, it's valid, though. Like, what does this comment say? Christmas?
Len Testa.
Yeah, no, Len's been very credible. I don't know. I don't buy it. But not to go derail him and answer your questions, I promise. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to the rain, it's much bigger of a concern if you're at Epic Universe, because I remember months before Epic Universe opened, and I was looking at like the ride lineup, and I didn't say it at the time because I didn't want people to attack me, quite honestly. But like over half, I feel like there's trying to think of so you have Stardust Racers, that's outside, Yoshi's Adventure, Curse of the Werewolf. There's like half of the park is outdoors. So if it rains, you're kind of screwed. And then not only that, everyone else who's in the park is then forced inside, and that's where Battle at the Ministry skyrockets, Monsters Unchained skyrockets. The live shows are over capacity to where you're waiting for the next show. And even Epic has had issues where like the shows can just get canceled. Like it just happens. You rarely ever see that at the parks.
See, that's when we should eat Chipotle. We'd clear the room.
All right, guys, like the minions, like the fart minion from Minion Blast. Yeah, I feel like it's much more of a concern when you're at Epic. So, God willing, when you're at Epic, it does not rain, because I am so sorry if you guys drop hundreds of dollars and you're stuck there. That would not be good. But yeah, like at the parks, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like whenever it's tough for me to say because, like you said, you guys are locals to Disneyland, so you don't rain. Like when it rains here, I either go home or I'm not there. But I have been at the parks whenever, like, again, like if I have friends and family in town and it's raining, like I just stick it out. And for example, Hollywood Studios, there is a ton of great indoor entertainment that I still think you can have a fantastic day with. Like the Frozen sing along in Hollywood Studios, it is freaking hilarious. It is an incredible show. Like, yeah, you're having the Frozen songs, and maybe you don't want to hear little kids singing Let It Go, but the royal historians who tell the story of Frozen, I've seen that show probably 20 times, and every single time I've seen it, there's been a number of different jokes that I've never heard before. They're just brilliant. The Little Mermaid show over next to the Magic of Disney animation that's coming, that's my favorite show on property. Like, that is such an intimate show, and they did such a great job, like, retelling it. I genuinely adore that show. Again, it's just like a redone version of The Little Mermaid that was there for decades, but I love it that much. The Disney Villain Show, George, you know this. I don't love the Disney Villain Show. It's grown on me a little bit, but again, you guys haven't been here.
Right.
Like, you have to do it. What I will say, like the original song in that Villain Show is amazing. It gets stuck in my head all the time. Like the quality of the media is so good that sometimes you don't know what's a screen and what's on stage.
Oh.
Like the set design is beautiful. So like Hollywood studios, there's a lot to do that you can get away with. You know, even like Galaxy's Edge is indoors, but I know Galaxy's Edge would not be a priority by any means because you have that out there. Toy Story Land, like again, you have Toy Story Mania. So, but yeah, Hollywood studios, I would just focus on like the live entertainment. Magic Kingdom benefits from its ride count, so you could like see the different versions of something like Haunted Mansion or Pirates of the Caribbean. Again, you guys have the better versions, so you kind of be like, why am I wasting my time doing this? But if you want to do something, our Small World's indoors, Haunted's indoors, Pirates is indoors. Tron can run in the rain. Space Mountain can obviously run in the rain. Yeah, I feel like there's enough to do at Magic Kingdom to have fun. But where that stuff gets affected is then like the Castle Stage Show and Festival of Fantasy. The Festival of Fantasy is unfortunately not in a good state right now. Like it's just kind of falling apart over the years, which sucks. But those two parks, I feel like you can have fun. Epcot, Test Track goes down. Guardians is open. Remy's open. Frozen's open. Soarin's open. Living with the Land's open. Nemo's open. Like I feel like at Walt Disney World, there's somehow always enough to do. But again, I don't know if you guys like the drink or if you're foodies, but you can always take a bus and go resort hopping, but that's not really getting value out of your ticket, you know? I guess the blessing about Walt Disney World is that
we do have like some downtime, which I am going to take them resort hopping.
Yeah, so yeah. And if you just don't want to be at the parks because the mood's kind of ruined from the rain, like it hasn't rained recently here. It's been freezing, but it hasn't rained. So knock on wood, I don't want to jinx it. But yeah, I feel like just seeing the resorts, like every single resort in a sense has its own story. Like Riverside, Port Orleans Riverside, and Port Orleans French Quarter, you could spend hours there just walking around and having an absolute blast. To the point that they actually train the characters at Riverside when they're learning how to interact with the guests. So sometimes you'll just run into like a Belle or Beauty and the Beast, Snow White, like Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy. Like they'll just pop up and be there. And the horse carriages are beautiful. The Magic Kingdom loop is awesome. Like Grand Floridian has the lobby bar now. Polynesian is Polynesian. Like I don't need to explain that. Contemporary is cool because you have the monorail going through. So like, yeah, you're not necessarily getting value out of the money that you spent on a ticket, which I understand is not cheap by any means, but you don't have to necessarily worry about being in the rain when you can just get off the bus, run inside to the lobby, check it out, get the food, whatever you want. Right. But yeah, I do feel like if you just take advantage of the indoor offerings, that there are enough of them to still enjoy your day. Like I genuinely can't remember any time where I've been at the parks when it's rained where our day was just totally ruined. And even like some of those outdoor rides you guys have at Disneyland, like Tiana's and stuff, so you're not necessarily missing much. You know, Big Thunder is closed, Buzz is closed, so I can't count those. But yeah, I feel like Epic Universe is where it's really going to be like a smack in the face. At Walt Disney World, I feel like George knows enough to guide you guys in the right direction, quite honestly.
Yeah, right on, man. Yeah, George is the guide. I'm for sure gonna roll with the punches with him. Man, he booked out all the reservations for food. I'm a big foodie guy, so I'm gonna try and knock out some food reviews. Yeah, man, I'm super excited for that. What's your like go-to snack out there? Do you like churros or do the popcorn thing? Or
it's funny, like people will ask me like, what do you eat at the parks? I'm like, I don't eat at the parks. Like, I have like a weird OCD thing where if I'm at the parks, I'm either doing something or getting content or going on a ride or looking for something, and I feel like it's a waste of time. I know it's so stupid. I get that it's stupid. I'm self-aware of it.
What's your go-to ride then?
I just whatever has like a short wait time, like whatever I can just pop in and do. I don't know, like I just like being. It's funny, like whenever I was growing up, my parents were like, we just like being in the parks, like the environment and the atmosphere, and I was like, I want to go on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train 10 times today, and if I don't, I'm pissed. Like when I was a kid, I was that way, but now I'm just like, I just like wandering.
Yeah.
Like the cheeseburger spring rolls at Magic Kingdom are a highlight for sure. There's like a cream cheese stuff. If you want to write these down, might be worth it.
Yeah, no.
Or I can send them to you guys. Yeah, but like it's at the entrance to Adventureland. The cheeseburger spring rolls are really good. In Tomorrowland, below the People Mover, there's this cream cheese stuffed pretzel. That one's really good. The Cheshire Cattail in Fantasyland's great. It's like a pastry.
Or no?
It's been a while since I've had it, but it's good. Epcot, there's so much stuff at Epcot. I don't even know where to begin at Epcot.
And we will be there for the Flower and Garden Festival.
Yeah.
We're actually
the best thing you could do there is look at the foodie guide on Disney Parks blog because I don't know that with my heart. Well, like, I guess for like
We're gonna
the
do 2 days at Epcot just because
Yeah.
of because
no, that's and if you guys are footies, like I love that for you. It's just
well, because I
like-
was telling them just in general of how big Epcot is. And it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
we could do a full day. Just I'm sorry, I still call it Future World. I know I really shouldn't, be. But
the whole World Celebrations thing is such a joke. It's so bad. It's horrible.
Yeah. So like, yeah, we could do like a whole day just in Future World, and then
yeah.
the second day could be for World Showcase.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna mentally go around the World Showcase in my head to think about the snacks. So at Mexico, there's like a margarita stand, and they have really good chips and guacamole. It's like 13. It's not cheap. It's like $13, but it's really good. In Norway, the thing that everyone gets is the school bread. School bread's like a must try. In China, there are very affordable spring rolls at like outside. It's like outside the entrance of China. It's like across the entrance. It's just like a cart. It's like $5 for 2 spring rolls, but they're really solid. In Germany, the caramel cliche, I don't know how to pronounce it, but there's like this incredible sweets place with like caramel popcorn, and you can get anything there and walk out with a smile on your face. They also have like grapefruit beer and massive pretzels in Germany. Those are always the grapefruit beer and the giant pretzels, like a go-to combo. I always see people with those together.
Man.
Japan is fun because they have like the whatever the Mitsu store is. It starts with an M. It's like the main massive store in Japan, and they have like so many like actual Japanese snacks that you can just grab. Same with China. Like they literally will have like Doritos from Japan or Lay's from Japan and China, like authentic things. I'm trying to think of what I'm forgetting. American Pavilion, like Regal Eagle Smokehouse has great stuff, but that's more of like a quick service rather than like a snack. France, Morocco, I don't think there's really anything in Morocco I'd suggest because they closed the main restaurant back there. France, if you go back, there's two places in France. There is a little ice cream shop, and you can get like ice cream inside of like a brioche bun. They put the ice cream in, they compress it. It's incredible. And if you walk back past that, there's like a hidden bakery in the corner. They like giant 2-foot long baguettes, like croissants dipped in chocolate. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
I need it.
Yeah, United Kingdom's fish and chips. I feel like if you want like an actual meal, that's not a bad thing by any means. Canada, again, like you guys are gonna have the flower and garden stand, so Canada you could do that. But yeah, I feel like Mexico's chips and guac, school bread in Norway, spring rolls in China, Germany's all the sweets, the grapefruit beer, the pretzel, and then France would be the ice cream and the treats, like all the bakery stuff. So yeah, you can spend a ton of time and money if you want to.
Yeah, man, you just laid it all out for me. I just took it down, man. I'm like, hey, George, man, hey, remember what George said? We gotta go over here. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, or just like text George. Just send me a text when you guys are here, and I'll be like, go back here, take a left, move to the right.
Where's that hidden bakery at, man?
It's funny because like when you're in the France Pavilion, like everyone goes to Remy or everyone just sees like the Beauty and the Beast sing along. But if you go to the left, there's this little ice cream parlor, and if you go back like 50 feet, there's like a massive gift shop. In the little bakery, but like they have really cool things, and they're always adding new things to that bakery. Like the last time I was there, they didn't have that chocolate dipped croissant, so like now I want to go back and get this giant croissant that's like the size of my head. And they're also brilliant because they know that if it's the size of your head, you're going to post it on social media, and the people are like, "Oh, let's go back to France," and then there's a 20-minute line.
But, and then Abby likes to get, it's in the Germany Pavilion. It's like this caramel bar.
Yeah. That's where they have the caramel popcorn.
Yeah,
they have like caramel like cookies too. It's like 2 caramel cookies with like cream.
That's usually where I get my caramel apple.
Yeah, no, they like you can smell the caramel from like 5 feet outside the door, and at that point you're hooked. You're not getting out of line. So have fun.
Oh,
man,
that's crazy.
And then just real quick, I'm a Disneylander. This is fresh. So do you do a lot of mobile orders if you're not doing sit downs?
I rely on mobile orders. I genuinely cannot remember the last
Same
time
as over
that,
here then.
Yeah. I cannot remember the last time that I actually stood in line. Usually, like again, that's if I'm here with someone who has no clue what they're doing and I'm just going along with their day and I don't want to like sound like a prick. I'm just like, okay, we'll wait in line. Like that's not efficient by any means, but yeah, like the one thing about like Walt Disney World mobile ordering that I think is a little bit better than Disneyland is that because we have more options, you don't necessarily have to wait for those things. Like even in the
Right.
48 hours that I was at Disneyland, there was a couple times where I was going to get something and it had like a 45-minute wait. Like, I'm not doing that. Meanwhile, I can walk into Magic Kingdom and I can go to Pecos Bills, Columbia Harbor House, Cosmic Rays, Pinocchio's, and it's within 5 minutes. So, like, Magic Kingdom's food is shit. I don't like Magic Kingdom's quick service by any means,
This is
but
good to know.
you can get that crap if you really want it.
What I think.
No, it's good to know.
Yeah.
Man. This is great.
Wait,
to know.
you know what's so funny is I agree with you. I think like out of all the places, Magic Kingdom, like the quick
It's
service.
horrible. It's
Shit.
horrible. Which is funny because it's the world's most visited theme park. It's like, what
But
are we
at
doing
the
here?
same time, it's like a rite of passage that you have
Yeah.
to go into Cosmic Rays Cafe to
Yes.
see Sunny Eclipse. Like
Yes.
that is like,
Let's do it.
and that's what I usually do. I go in, I see Sunny Eclipse, and then I leave. People, I don't even get the.
Yeah, it's like, why is there a grown man taking a picture of the space robot?
Yeah.
No, I'm there every. I remember years ago I saw this picture of someone standing in front of Sunny Eclipse, and they're like, "I got barricade for Sunny." Like they just walked into a concert and they'd ran up just to see him, and there's like, I was dying at that. But yeah, I feel like the best, like, if you want, I guess I should say that Pecos Bill has updated their menu recently, so it's a lot better. Columbia Harbor House has like the fish and the seafood, so the quality is not bad. But I feel like most people go to Cosmic Rays and they're just like, why is my burger so dry? But yeah, I feel like if you want more of like a quality option, I would suggest Columbia Harbor House or Pecos Bill. The pizzas aren't bad at Pinocchio's either, but sometimes they're dry. So I guess Pinocchio's fun though if you want to get like a view of Small World. Like you can look into It's a Small World, and that's the only good thing that our Small World has going for it is getting to wave to the people. I went on Small World when I was at Disneyland. I'm like what? Ours is just there.
Yeah, right. What rides did you hit out here this trip?
I did a lot, thankfully. I did so much. I started at Rivers of America. I had to. Your guys' Rivers of America is God tier, by the way. I was like, there's an animatronic shaman back here? Like, what? That was cool. I finally did Tiana's. I love Tiana's out there because everything was working. Wink, wink.
Yes.
Walt Disney World, get your crap together. I did Winnie the Pooh out there, which
You
I
actually
love
got.
too.
You were lucky. You got it on a good day.
Your guys' Tiana's has issues too. I see. Like, I'm just like, oh, this is just the standard, you know. But yeah, I did a lot at Disneyland. I didn't do Haunted Mansion because I should have done Pirates of the Caribbean, but I didn't. All like the classics in like I love those like easy to get on rides in Fantasyland, like Pinocchio, Snow White,
Mr. Toad.
Yeah, like
Hell
Casey
yeah.
Jr. I did like that whole lineup. I walked through Tomorrowland. I did Buzz because I had like a 5-minute wait. Yeah, I also was like, oh, this is why everyone's complaining about Tomorrowland. It just feels abandoned now at Disneyland. Like, your guys, I'm trying to think like what compare. I guess like what they did to Epcot is like what I compare Tomorrowland to at Disneyland. I did Radiator Springs Racers. I did Indiana Jones, Monsters Inc. Because I thought Monsters Inc. was that was going to be my last time on it, and they're like, oh yeah, we're not closing that till next year. I'm like, yes. Because I love Monsters Inc. Like, it's simple. It's fun. Like, it's physical environments. There's animatronics. They don't move a lot, but they're there. So I got lucky. I was there for a very short time, but I kind of got to do everything I wanted to do. So that was like a checklist, like 70th. Like, anything here for the 70th, just check it off, check it off, check it off. But yeah, no, I just love how Disneyland is like so compact. Like,
Did you see the Tapestry of Happiness?
Yes.
Good.
I saw a Tapestry of Happiness getting off of Small World. Like, literally, as our boat was circling back to the load station, it was like 1 minute in. So I missed like a minute of it, but I thought that was a fun memory to have. I saw Wondrous Journeys without fireworks, but my hot take is that I like the projections and the music more than the fireworks. So I did not mind that one bit because there was no crowds just to get up close. Paint the Night, everyone loves Paint the Night. So yeah, thankfully I got to see everything in a very short amount of time. But at the same time, like, I'm so accustomed to what we have here at Walt Disney World that I'm just happy to be back here. Like, I love being at Disneyland, but part of my body is like, this is not right. This is not what I know. Even though it's better, like, it's objectively better, but I'm more comfortable here because this is where I've kind of just spent my life the last.
And I think that's
years.
funny because like of how you say, like, when you go to Disney World, you just kind of like go through your day and everything.
Yeah.
That's what we do here at Disneyland.
Yeah.
We're at Walt Disney World. We're on go mode. And then when you go out here, it's like,
Where we switch places.
yeah.
But yeah,
I'm excited.
I hope I answered your questions about food because there's a ton of stuff. And thankfully, like I said, with the mobile orders, that most of the time, if a place offers mobile order, it is more convenient in that you can do it in like the spur of the moment. that'd like be my only feedback with Disneyland. But again, when you only have 2 parks and it's a lot of locals, and those locals know how to use the apps, then it's just part of it.
Yeah, no, you locked in, bro. No, I appreciate you big time.
I've been on that damn ride for Peter. It's a great ride. Like everyone's like, well, no one like Monsters Inc. is fun. Like I love it. I don't know. I like that ride. Selfishly, I'm hoping we get those animatronics in Monsters Inc. But we'll see.
Anything for you, conductor?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a question for you. I love Bowser. I guess that's not a question, but he's just Bowser's just chilling. Like bro's just spectating.
He likes watching. I don't know.
Yeah, Bowser's a legend. I also love that you guys have the popcorn buckets that sold out in like 0.5 seconds for California Adventures 20th anniversary.
True. I
heard to see them. Yeah, they pulled it off.
It was disgusting. So me, George, and Abigail were sitting as storytellers. So we had the first dining reservation to see Humphrey the Bear. Okay. So I had the popcorn bucket sitting on the dining table. I probably had 20 different cast members come up to me, say, do they still have them available? And then they started telling me, did you see this guy on social media? I'm like, what guy?
Yeah, the dude that had like
30 of them.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh, it was so bad. But one of the most awesome experiences, Drew, at that restaurant at the Grand Cali, I have to tell you, the characters themselves, they saw it, they start playing with it. I turned it on. It started
Please don't break it. Please don't break it.
That was awesome. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. I want to ask you though, since you were at DCA, I don't know if you did go to the media event that happened.
That's why I was there. Funny enough, like I would have that trip happened so last minute, and they were just like, "Come to this." I'm like, I'm not gonna say no to going to Disneyland. Like, heck yeah, I will sit on a plane for 6 hours, get on a plane 48 hours later. Yes, thank you.
Hey, there
yes,
you go. One of the things I wanted to ask you, because I don't know if you walked. Well, obviously you did because you went to Monsters, but
yeah,
they are trying to build Avatar in that space.
Yeah, there's no room for it.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to pivot to, because you sat in that media event. George was there for a D23 event 3 weeks prior, and they are pretty confident they want to ram it into that Hollywood backlot. It scares me.
I don't know how. Yeah.
It scares me.
It's funny because like it came up in our little it's funny because like what Disneyland, so like in the little media thing, sometimes they'll be like, this information is on background. Whenever I'm told something is on background at Walt Disney World, I cannot speak on that whatsoever. It is off the record, and it's just for me to like know that it's happening, which sometimes can help so I don't misspeak on things. Like it helps with my stories. But with Disneyland, I went into this presentation. I'm like, okay, this is just going to help like with the fundamental basis, like the foundation of a house with what I'm working on basically. And like they start today with like, yeah, it's on background, but you guys can talk about it. Just don't directly quote us. Like we want you to be original if you present it. And I'm like, that's different compared to Walt Disney World. I like this. Like they were so brutally upfront with us. I was shocked at how cool they were. And this was like the president of Disneyland. I was like, you sure you're okay with us talking about this? They're like, yeah, we don't care. But yeah, it's funny. Like it came up in the first question. I remember when we were in the meeting that one of the riders basically sent someone on their team that like Monsters was closing in 2027 and to get an article ready for the next morning. And he came back and texted him, was like, well, is that going to delay Avatar? And he's like, hey, Thomas Maslin, the president of Disneyland. He's like, Thomas, is this going to delay Avatar by a year if you're pushing back the closure of Avatar by a year? And Thomas was like, have we announced when Avatar is opening to like his like right hand at the thing? And she's like, no, we have not. But they basically were like, we have a set year and that's not changing at all. And there was somehow like he's mentioned something about like structural engineering plans, and they made some creative change to be able to get Monsters to 2027 without delaying Avatar. And part of my mind went to the monorail track. I'm wondering if the monorail track, like maybe there was maybe they had to close Monsters to be able to get to the monorail track to build that around Avatar. And maybe they figured out some solution. Maybe that's why Monsters was closing now, because of the monorail and trying to theme it. Or I don't know. That's just my personal gut feeling. But some sort of team effort to allow Monsters to stay open that he even said he didn't think was going to happen. So I don't know the specifics on that. But yeah, when I was walking back to Monsters, I'm like, is this even enough space for one e-ticket ride, let alone theming, walking space, food, merchandise? That's why I feel like they're kind of going back in between like what they're calling this. Like originally it was an Avatar experience, then it was an Avatar destination, an Avatar area, an Avatar land. Like it's gone through like all these different iterations of names. I feel like Avatar destination kind of fits because it's like it's there, but you're kind of just like walking in, going on a ride and leaving. But yeah, I was kind of looking around me and I'm like, like, and also the fact that like they haven't even started on this like Eastern Gateway, like the whole parking
That's
garage.
what scares me.
Yeah, like I don't know, but Thomas, like I was very fortunate to be in that room. There was only 14 of us, but he was like, yeah, it's his exact words were it's progressing beautifully. So I'm taking his word for fact, but at the same time, we know that Disney can change things at any given moment, and that project could completely disappear.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I believe and agree to the fact that it is progressing beautifully, but is it going to progress beautifully in the back lot, or could it eventually progress beautifully, possibly?
Yeah, maybe it grows outside of that space. Yeah. And maybe that's part of the reason why they're keeping Monsters open is to, like, once Bob Iger exits the company and Josh is at the helm, they're like, Josh, he's gone. We can do whatever we want now. But at the same time, as much as I want that to happen, I don't want Avatar there. I have no interest in that. But again, just something that Thomas Maslin brought up, like we were talking for 2 hours and 18 minutes, and he kept saying, we want new visitors at Disneyland. Someone even asked him, like, are you happy with, he said over 50% of Disneyland's visitors are local. And someone said, are you happy with that? And he said, yes and no. Like, we're grateful for our California-based audience, like you guys going to the parks and the Magic Key holders. And in many ways, you guys are keeping Disneyland alive from the money that you're spending on the parks. That's just the reality of the situation. But at the same time,
that I spent last week literally is going to just pay for basically the.
It's going to pay for an animatronics arm fingers, right? But he was basically saying that they want to get first-time visitors to Disneyland. And my mind then went to, that's where Avatar falls in, because if Avatar is making, billions and billions with the general family at the box office, in their mind, what better way than to get them to come to Disneyland by having Avatar there? Maybe Zootopia isn't going to make that extra little pull. Like, I think Zootopia would be perfect for California. It doesn't fit the name California Adventure by any means, but neither does that most of the park at this point. But like, I don't know. Part of me was like, oh, that explains this whole Avatar thing. It's because you want new people to come here. You're trying to expand. He was kind of like the west of the Rockies, like that mountain line is just like where they get all their people from. And they're trying to go beyond that, like the rest of the country. But then how do you even get those people there? Like, how do you spread the message? So it feels like there's a constant internal discussion going on right now where they're like, well, if we're doing this, that means this. And then we have this in place. How do we get that message out to X, Y, and Z? How do we get X, Y, and Z to then spend money here? And sure. I was just like, my brain felt fried, but in a very good way because it was a lot of information. But yeah, to your point, I was just like, there's no space here.
Well, see, it's interesting. And before I continue, I want to give a big shout out to Madame Lizelle for gifting two $20 super chats. Absolutely amazing. Drew, the only way
that's a great suggestion, by the way. The waffles are very good.
Oh, I'm definitely trying.
Yes, you have to. They brought those back. They got rid of them. People were so mad they brought them back.
And then for the second $20, the cheeseburger steam
yes.
bao.
Yeah, those are
100%. The one thing I can say, Drew, by looking and analyzing and doing videos on this with not only George but Orange Grove 55 and even other people as well, is we mapped it out. It's about 7 acres if they only get rid of what they want to get rid of. The only way it's going to even be bigger than that, and it's going to be about 10 acres, we mapped it out. It's either they have to take out PhilharMagic or they have to take out the Hyperion that's doing nothing.
Yeah.
If they took out one or the other, it would be about 10 acres. And then if you look at Avatar out in Animal Kingdom, it's about 12. Yeah. And that's what we're going to gain if they decide to do that.
Yeah. I think the Hyperion, maybe the Hyperion is going. And they just don't want to say yet.
They don't.
But at the same time, like,
or it's like a kind of like where it goes back and forth, because I know Disney sometimes can say something but not give us the full story, because Abby and I attended the 25th anniversary of DCA, and one of the Imagineers, her name is Emo, and she was
is awesome.
Yeah, she is. She's phenomenal. And she was talking about like her internship of how she got started, and she agreed with Steve Davison when he said like they fought tooth and nail to get that theater in there, and that was one of her first projects as an intern. So she even has like a soft spot for the Hyperion, and she is on the project of Avatar. So I'm very curious to see that tug and pull. Is she going to give in and they get rid of the Hyperion, or if they eventually decide to keep it and use it for something else. But Hype mentions to the fact of and thank you so much, Disney needs to hire like a group like of us, which is actually very interesting because I think it's so funny that we can come up with like ideas like at the top of our heads like in seconds, and I just like would love to be a fly on the wall when they do these blue sky meetings, and then I could just give a little cough and just go, bad idea. Good idea.
Well, it's funny that Hype mentions this, because something that I was like, whoa, that's kind of neat, is that Thomas Maslin, again, the president of Disneyland, he literally told us that he watches creators to kind of see what's happening and how people are talking about Disneyland, like what the recent developments are, even sometimes things that he might not be aware of because he's in meetings and he's not on the ground at the parks, even if he wants to be, to perception and what the feedback is and how they can improve. And I'm not trying to be like a spokesperson here, but again, like I didn't feel very corporate coming out of that presentation. Like he literally said that he has been reading every single letter, handwritten letters coming to his office recently to improve. And that's the president of Disneyland. Like
I can see that, because honestly, I'm starting to see a transition just in every direction of the company right now. It really seems like they're really trying hard to get back to what Disney is known for, and that's a good thing.
I feel like in many ways, part of it is the bare minimum. Like this is Walt Disney's park. Like we need that level of care at the parks. Like I couldn't picture any other resort leader just sitting down for 2.5 hours just talking like that. Yeah. And that's why part of me is sad that we couldn't take photos or videos of that, because if I could share some of those moments and people could see what happened, like they would understand that I'm not just saying what Disney wants me to say. Like I'm actually passionate about this. Like the last few days, I felt more motivated than ever to create content because of that meeting.
And you know what? I really think honestly they should consider that. Maybe not everything, still do things that's like private and media, but maybe do a few things where even if it's live stream, that us as fans can have the reassurance to say, you know what, they really are trying. They really are, I think that would be a very good idea if they were to do that.
No, I fully agree. I think that's something that Disney could greatly benefit from is like a walkthrough through the park, like something that's either recorded after hours or before the park opens, just with the leader talking about where they're at right now, what their short-term goals are, what their long-term goals are, what feedback they've heard, what they're working on to improve. Like if Disneyland had just made a 30-minute long YouTube video about what was shared with us and made it professional on YouTube to where anyone could watch it anytime, it lives on forever, I think that would go over so well with the fans, right? I don't know. I feel like that would add a great bridge between fan base and leadership, and it would connect that gap that might be there right now. But George, I fully agree with you. I think that we're seeing a shift, and I think at least I hope it's going to get better with Josh leading. Yeah, Nemo's fun too.
Yeah, I think so as well, Drew, because I've told George many, many times that I kind of feel Disney's image when it comes to new announcements or new expansions, it really kind of got damaged, at least how I see it, when we had that 2022 D23 event. Where basically the whole parks panel was blue sky. And it pissed a lot of people off. It did. There's no
denying that. I fully agree.
And I'm sorry not to cut you guys off.
No, you're good.
Mademoiselle, I just want to say thank you so much for the generosity of the
those donations are incredible, man. That's awesome.
$20 super chats. We greatly appreciate you.
But like you're saying, Drew.
Yeah, no, just like I do agree with you to an extent, and this is again, it's not you by any means, conductor. It's more of how people don't look at the full picture.
No, trust me, it's completely
it's not. No, please. But like, this is something that I think about all the time, and I've rewatched that 2022 presentation multiple times in the years after. Like, what actually happened here. And I always go back to that Blue Sky presentation because yes, the announcements before that were super lackluster and just
Yes.
there was no steam coming out of the pandemic. Like the train was still at the station, even when Josh was saying it wasn't, but it was, But this is a piping hot take, and I never say it on Twitter or put it in writing because again, if I could say it here, I'm more comfortable saying it because like we're having a back and forth conversation, right? But I loved the Blue Sky presentation because it was one of the only times, if not the only time, where we actually saw initial concepts before they could even get scrapped. Like
now, Drew, can I ask you something? Not to interrupt you, because
you're good.
Understatement, because that's interesting that you say that, because I agree with you. I actually like the Blue Sky. I think what the problem was, people were going into that presentation waiting for official announcements. So what I would actually be happy with if they had two different presentations.
Yeah, you and I have talked about this before. I remember you made this suggestion. You said to where you have just a Blue Sky only thing, just about what they're looking at. Yeah, I agree. I think that'd be brilliant. I do think though at the time that because they were coming out of the pandemic and they didn't have much, that was Josh's like, how do I give some optimism to this? But it backfired because again, everyone misinterpreted it. It wasn't a matter of are we doing something? It was a matter of what are we doing? Like that presentation was based on two things. Dino Land being reimagined. Look at what's happening right now. Did it happen? Yes. But it wasn't what they said because again, it was an early Genesis concept. Look at Magic Kingdom. That was part 2 of it. We're looking at expanding Magic Kingdom. That's happening sooner than we expected, but it's not happening in the way that we expected. Originally, we were thinking we were going behind Big Thunder Mountain. Now we're going next to and, parallel with Big Thunder Mountain.
I have to say, I love Zootopia and I love Moana.
Yeah, it would not have been as good as
it would not have, no. I
God.
love the concept of Tropical Americas. They went in a great direction with it.
Yeah, I think that the initial retheme dinosaur to Zootopia and retheme Triceratops spin to Moana and all that crap was a Bob Chapek IP mandate melting pot, and Josh was trying to make it seem like, oh, it's animals, it's Zootopia. Like, I don't want to do this, but I'm being told to do this by the guy above me type thing. And then he was like, all right, Bruce Vaughn, let's go. Bring the amount of time it took to bring Bruce Vaughn back to when Bob Iger returned was almost immediate.
Yes.
Like that speaks volumes, in my opinion. Everyone's like, it's funny. Like even recently, when Josh got appointed as CEO, I made post on Twitter saying that Bruce Vaughn giving Josh D'Amaro this high praise and basically vouching for him says all you need to know. And a few people commented and they're like, "Are you sure he's not just kissing his ass because he's his boss now?" And I'm like, guys, he's been his boss because he came back as a result of him asking him to come back. If Bruce Vaughn did not like Josh D'Amaro, he would have respectfully declined the invite when they went and had lunch in 2023. He came back because of Josh. Of course he's going to like Josh. He liked him since he came back. Like, what do you mean? But again, Vaughn, like, there's no insight. It's just emotional reaction.
And Vaughn put out a great, message out on his social media, when he announced D'Amaro was going to be CEO. So,
yep. That was the one. I was like, that's the only seal of approval I care about. Like, 100%. I think it's great that everyone within the industry is, liking that Josh has been named CEO. But let me pull it up real quick. I wanna find the exact quote. But even if I could find the replies under it, I would love to laugh at them with you guys. Because again, I'm not going to say this on Twitter because people will be like, "Oh, you're blah 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 blah." They'll attack me for it. But I can say it here and I can laugh at it. I said, this is the endorsement that every Disney Parks fan should be excited about. The future of Imagineering is in good hands. Let me find the comment. Someone said, "You sure this isn't brown nosing the new boss?"
Oh,
like again, someone said Disney is a dead brand. Okay.
What?
Yeah, that is some idiocy. Christy said, "If you have never heard anybody suck up before, I guarantee you, if I asked all of these people face to face in person, do you know the story of how Bruce Vaughn came back to Walt Disney Imagineering and why Josh and Bruce are so close?" They'd say, "Oh, that doesn't matter. That's relevant." They would twist it in some way rather than looking at the facts. Like every single thing that I do with my content is like, yes, I've been very opinionated recently more than ever. I'm aware of it. And again, no one has to agree with me by any means. I could care less. If you do, I could care less if you don't. But every single opinion that I make is based on some logical thing behind the scenes, even if they don't realize it. Like these comments just drive me nuts. It's like, And the 33 people bookmarked this post. Like, what are you trying to say? Like, come after me in a couple of years? Like, I always think it's funny when people bookmark something that it has no like why? Like like it's an opinion. Like, why are you bookmarking my opinion? It's so stupid. Anyways.
Oh, it's so dumb. Well,
Yeah.
one thing I want to ask you, Drew, is because we've been kind of all speculating recently since DeMauro got named the CEO, who is a great contender to take
I
his
love this
spot.
question.
And I
I
said,
have a unique take here.
I said I would love to see Bruce Vaughn take his spot, and I would like to see Joe Rohde run Imagineering. That's my prediction.
Okay, I'm going to respectfully disagree with you because I don't want anyone coming near Bruce Vaughn's position. I love Joe Rohde, don't get me wrong. I don't see anyone else better than Vaughn leading Imagineering. Like, selfishly, I'm like, does Bruce deserve the chairman role? Yeah. Like, I love everything about him. But I do feel that he's best to stay at WI for a while. And I also feel like it could hurt Imagineering because they finally have a leader that believes in them for the last 3 years. And if you mess with that DNA and chemistry, that could hurt everything.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
I hear you. Trust me. It's gone through my head many times. Not that you guys asked this, but I will say the person that I hope gets picked as chairman of the parks is Michael Moriarty. This is a name that's not very well known, but he led Hong Kong Disneyland through like its toughest time. And that resort is thriving now. From World of Frozen opening to the 20th anniversary happening right now, like Hong Kong Disneyland is firing on all cylinders, and that's just one park. They're even building like this brand new Pixar theater, the whole Spider-Man thing, the Avengers expansion. I think Michael Moriarty has a very similar personality and understanding as DeMauro. They're both very tall too. So I feel like if Michael Moriarty took over, it would just be like a similar approach. Like, it wouldn't be too massive of a shift. And he's already been appointed the executive vice president of Disney Experiences. Like, he's not overseeing a resort right now. So I feel like from a transition standpoint, it'd be a lot easier for him to just move into a new role than maybe Maslam or Volley or Vaughn. Like, that's a massive shakeup. And I think Josh is going to heavily think about, I don't want to disrupt the success we're having.
No, God, no. And is that the same guy, Drew, we saw a post on social media a couple years ago about?
There's a tweet I made in October that, funny enough, if sometimes Twitter takes forever to load the video in full quality, but
I know
it was at Hong Kong. Josh and Michael were together.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, they're both very tall people.
Yeah.
But Michael is right here. This
okay.
As if you guys know who Josh is, so that only leaves one option. But yeah, they were basically at Hong Kong Disneyland in World of Frozen talking about. That was an old video I pulled just to match the moment. Like, that was not a current video by any means. That video was from 2023.
Wow.
But I feel like when it comes to like on-camera presence, the best person that we have is Michael. And I feel like that's the kind of, like, Josh doesn't want someone who can walk up on the stage at D23 this summer and deliver what they're working on right now. You know, like,
so do you think
that's important?
Whoever it would be, say it would be Michael, do you think it would be announced during the shareholders meeting or around?
I would hope so. I would hope that, you know how like on the shareholders meeting they'll do like those pre-recorded intros.
Yeah.
And they'll have like I remember last year, like with Bob Iger and Josh, they were looking at like the full-scale model for the Lion King coming to Adventure World. I'm hoping that Josh is like doing his introduction, and then whoever the chairman is walks up next to him and he's like, "Oh, I want you to meet someone. This is who I'm appointing to lead Disney parks as we enter our next chapter with me at the helm," or something. Another name that is not well known is Jill Estorino. She is a badass, and she has led the international parks to, again, unprecedented success, from Tokyo with Space Mountain and Wreck-It Ralph and Fantasy Springs to Hong Kong to Shanghai. Like, Jill Estorino has been even above what Michael Moriarty has done. Michael Moriarty just led Hong Kong. Jill Estorino leads everything international. But I don't know anything about Jill when it comes to personality and charisma and the fan relationship and the on-camera. So she's been an incredible businesswoman and definitely deserves a role from that standpoint. But she's not very public-facing. She just kind of hangs behind the scenes and runs things amazingly. But yeah, Jill Estorino and Michael Moriarty, I think, are my top 2 picks. Because again, I don't want the current leadership we have at Walt Disney World, Disneyland, and Imagineering to get messed up. Jeff Foley's been spending more money than ever at Walt Disney World. Awesome. I was just, like I said, with Thomas Maslam, the guy gets it. Awesome. I don't want him to leave that team that he's now bonded with. And again, Bruce Vaughn with the Imagineers, I think they're set. So
basically, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And and trust me, it was broken for how many years? So now we finally got like some mending. You know, yeah, I agree with you. I feel like, in my opinion, like all this would have to be announced. I would think they would want to have this already before D23 because that are going to have to come up on stage and make these announcements. Because
you would think.
I really don't think. I mean, obviously, Josh is going to come out on stage, but when it comes to the parks presentation, you know, he may show up, but I don't know if he would be like the master of ceremonies like he was prior.
Yeah, I don't think so, especially in his first year. Like maybe in 2028 he'll come back and do it once he's settled into the role. But yeah, I feel like they're going to want these sets. If I'm Disney, I'm setting those successors immediately on March 18th because why would you want them to come in after you've started your vision? Like, why would you want them to miss any of that crucial? Like, that'd be like trying to build a Lego without the assembly kit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't. I feel like if they want to be on the same page and start off on the right foot, you announce. I mean, maybe the chairman's already been picked behind the scenes and they're just waiting to drop it on the 18th so it hits the news cycle and gets out there. But yeah, I just feel like Michael Moriarty or Jill Estorino would be the easiest transition period for them because they don't necessarily oversee something as direct. And also the fact that like the international parks are undergoing a ton of growth, but every single one of those parks has their own leaders. So if Jill has to step away, well, hey, you're just taking a little more ownership of what you've already are owning at that point. So yeah, it'll be fun, but I'm ready.
And I think we could all say in unison, I honestly am strongly under the impression they're going to announce the second park for Shanghai.
Oh, it's happening. Yeah. I need to do a YouTube video on that, but that's like one of the most obvious things. And I feel like Disney kind of announced it themselves when they're like, we're building a 4th hotel. It's like, bro, why do you need a 4th hotel with one theme park? Like, what are you trying to tell us? Yeah. Why are you expanding soaring over the horizon if you're not expecting more people at Shanghai Disneyland? That's like the whole like worst kept secret thing with like Velocicoaster and Hollywood Drift. Yeah. Like the Shanghai Disneyland second park is like the worst kept secret. At this point, everyone's gonna be like, okay, whoa, wow, oh my gosh, I did not know that was happening.
Oh my god, no,
I'm excited though. I love new theme parks.
Oh, same here. And that's something, you know, I'm going to look forward to, Drew, when I'm out there at Walt Disney World, is really analyzing what I'm looking at and just the whole construction aspect. Because I tell George all the freaking time, it drives me literally crazy that here on the West Coast, we work at a snail's pace with construction, but yet you guys, within a week, you're already throwing steel beams up and stuff for a project, and it drives me crazy out here.
Yeah,
it really does.
Like I've noticed with our projects where sometimes it'll take a while to get them off the ground, quite literally. But then once that first thing hits, it is full steam ahead. Like it's almost like because we have like the swamp and the wetlands and the soil that's not as strong as California, it takes longer to get to that point. But once you're ready to go vertical, it is by that point the plans are fully developed. Like there's no more hold up on the creative side. So it's literally just a matter of finding the men to do it and building, which thankfully hasn't been a problem. But yeah, it's like I haven't been to Animal Kingdom since February 2nd, since February 1st, since Dinosaur closed, because I was fortunately on the cruise and got to go to Disneyland, which again, I'm very grateful to be at those things. But at the same time, I'm like, man, I haven't even seen Cinderella Castle being painted. Like I'm sad that I've missed that. Like that's historical. Like that never happens to see Cinderella Castle's front pink and the back white. Like I'm going to go to Magic Kingdom this week just to look at that and take that in a little bit. But yeah,
I've been calling it like anytime like people have been posting it, I've been calling it Castle Neapolitan.
You have to make a meme out of that. If there's anything that would ever go viral, that would be it. So I'll let you take that idea.
But Dragonblood says, Drew, I read your Substack article on Avengers. I cannot wait for that dark ride. Funny enough, my 3 most anticipated rides are Runaway Railway, Rise of the Resistance, and Transformers.
Runaway Railway is up there, my all-time favorite. So I'll show you guys. This speaks for itself, right?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I got that. That's a custom wooden done sign.
Wow.
Nick's Fix Las Vegas on Instagram and Etsy. He's incredible. But Runaway Railway, I love that attraction so dearly. And Toy Story Mania, which everyone knows that I love too. But yeah, like that, I feel like when you look at Avengers, it's like a mix of Runaway Railway, Rise of the Resistance, and like those three.
Speaking of
But,
which,
like, next
that
level.
was my. I don't know if it was your first video, but that was my first time of watching anything of your content. Was when you went with your dad on Toy Story Mania. You were hella young. And
I was like, "Hey guys, Drew here, going on Toy Story." Bye. It's funny, like when I was in high school, I was like this little chubby kid, and my voice was so high. Like I remember, like like popcorn reading when you like get picked to like read the book or the thing. I would always be like, "Shit, I gotta read." Like my voice is so. I was like so like self conscious, and like now I'm like 6'2", and I think I've turned out pretty decent. But like it's funny, like I always look back to my old videos. I'm like, people watched me when I had this high of a voice. Like when I was making my arcade content at Dave & Buster's in round 1 as like a 17-year-old kid, I was like in the corner of my room with no mics, no audio. The lighting was horrible. I'd be like, "What's up, guys? We're going to Dave & Buster's," and it was so cringe, but I was good at the game, so people watched, and that's why it's funny. Like when people overthink like creating content, I'm like, there's gonna be something that people like about you that if you just put the effort into it. So eventually you're going to get an audience. Like if you told me that Tiana's Bayou Adventure was going to get me an audience, I would have laughed because Splash Mountain was my favorite ride as a kid. I love Splash Mountain so much. And then to see that change, but that was what unlocked me to get like, what? Like, whoa, it's crazy how sometimes the things that the least expect can be the biggest impact on what you're trying to do. It's freaking wild. I know that sounds so cliche. Like I'm not trying to be a motivational speaker up here by any means, because I hate when people try to be fake and force stuff on you. But again, like just going again, like you said, Conductor, the construction, like I love that stuff so much. And I was just like, oh, big mountain construction, log testing, like this is cool. People maybe will like this. Here we are. It's wild.
100%.
So just talking about the trip in general, because my thing is, because I always have a great time at Walt Disney World regardless, but Tommy and Conductor have been asking me, throughout the year that we've been putting this together, so what are you looking forward to the most? And I said, honestly, what I'm looking forward is watching you guys experience all this for the first time, because it's nothing like taking whatever term you want to use, greenhorn newbie to like their first like time at Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando, because literally what I have planned for is I'm going to try to capture their first moment seeing the icons of the park. Yeah. When you turn that corner on Main Street and you see Cinderella's castle for the first time, and
or something that I've seen people do is they'll have someone guiding them and they'll be looking down and covering their eyes with their hands, and then on the count of 3 they look up as like rather than letting the Main Street buildings reveal it, like you literally choose when to reveal it. So yeah, there's also a good idea
with Conductor, because I'd need stilts.
You would.
Yeah. Get like a giant blanket and just hold it up in front of them.
Just like walk in front of the.
Can I have 2 blue Disney bags, please, and just hold one of them in front of each of them?
There you go. God.
But that's
I agree. It's cool to see that. That's like what I feel like Rise of the Resistance is one of those cool things, is where I'll just jump in the single rider line for Rise, and I'll be sitting with the families, everyone on the ride, and there's like the AT-AT room, and there's like, hello, like that's just so cool.
Oh my God.
So, Billy Rides, CA, do you think Josh D'Amaro will get more Marvel in Walt Disney World?
By the end of his tenure, yes. Now, no. That's my guess.
Yeah, I think that's more of a I think eventually, I think Josh would be, if anyone can basically get Marvel east of the Mississippi River, I think it would be Josh.
Maybe that'll be Josh's first acquisition, like Bob did when he it's crazy how many things Bob Iger bought when you look back at it, but yeah, maybe that'll be the thing he quote unquote buys is Marvel rights.
That'd be crazy. But yeah, so that's like, it's like those subtle moments that like I can't wait to see their reaction to. And as I said, like seeing the icons of the park, or going over the arch of Walt Disney World, where it's like we're officially here, because I told them, it's like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this right. I'm literally going to plan this from stem to stern. It's like, we're going to stay in the Disney bubble. We're going to, be on property. We're going to do the whole 9 yards. We're doing all 4 parks at Walt Disney World, all 3 parks at Universal. And it was like,
No, that's the way to do it. Especially like in recent years, I've even been so much more of a fan of Universal, from Velocicoaster to Hagrid's to the classics like ET, and Epic Universe has so many, groundbreaking things, while also having those classics like Constellation Carousel or a family-friendly coaster like Hiccup Swing Gliders. So, yeah, you guys aren't going to want to go home by the time your 2 weeks is up. But you guys are going home to Disneyland Resort, which is the best. So that's a positive at least. But yeah, it's so much fun out here, and I think the thing that you'll really be taken away by is the scale of everything. Like the fact that if they get on a monorail to get to Magic Kingdom if you're parking there, and the fact that you literally can see the castle, and how that's almost like a curtain being revealed in many ways before the actual curtain is revealed on Main Street itself. And you can appreciate those things if you resort hop a little bit. Like I know you guys are going to be taking the bus from probably your hotel to the parks, but yeah, there's all sorts of ways to kind of experience the other side of it just by making your way around. And if you have the time, you might as well, go on the Skyliner for fun, take a bus for fun. Even like sometimes it's cool just to like get your own Disney bus if you go to like a stop where there's no one at, and you just get your own ride, and you can hear like the music playing on the bus and the announcements, and the monorails are great just because,
See, and that's always something that I appreciated staying for many years at Walt Disney World. Like when you're on the bus and it's an exhausting time at the park, and they're taking you back to your hotel, and then the spiel comes on, and welcome home. Yep. Like that is like the greatest thing. And then you get off your bus and you're at your hotel, and it's like, those are my favorite memories when we lived in Dallas, flying out here, just coming on vacation. I loved Pop Century. Like that was like where I wanted to stay because of like the giant characters and the fact that like the food court was open till 11 p.m. so we could go to Magic Kingdom and get off the bus, and I know I could get like an ice cream sandwich and a soda, like those simple things that just make Walt Disney World different. To where at Disneyland, it's like you just walk into downtown Disney and you're already at your resort. That's not a bad thing. It's just there's almost like an extra little added experience out here because of everything being apart, which, like you said, it's exhausting. And if you get stuck standing up with the bus at the end of the day, it's like obviously you want to be sitting down and you're just like hanging onto the rail as you're like dangling there. But yeah, it's like when you look back on it, it's amazing. I've done it. I fell asleep literally standing with my wrist in the
yeah. And I've always noticed at Walt Disney World too that it's funny. Like sometimes I'll go to a resort at the end of the day just to take the bus back to the park to get that feeling like I'm on vacation, because I don't get that anymore. And I always notice that when I get up, like when I try to stand up after the bus ride, my ankles hurt because I've been walking nonstop, and that's the only time where I've stopped moving, and my body doesn't want to start going again. So it's like those little things that you associate with a Disney trip that I just feel only happen here, or at least that I've only experienced here because I haven't been overseas yet. But
I mean, because God forbid if that actually happened to Conductor, where if he falls asleep while standing on the bus and he ends up falling down, and then Tommy asks, "Is he okay?" And then Abby looks, "Oh yeah, he's fine. George broke his fall." So,
hey, I'll see you on the blog Mickey article. Man rushed to hospital after bus accident.
Exactly. Extra long stretcher.
Yeah.
For extra long tall guy.
Unbelievable. But it's so great out here. I think you guys will love it, and just the fact that you guys are going to be visiting 7 theme parks. Just think about that number: 7 brand new experiences in 2 weeks.
Yes,
that's pretty cool.
That's pretty extraordinary. I have to say,
that's a once in a lifetime thing, man.
And that is exactly what I wanted, because as I said, being that it was their first time, initially Conductor was going to do like a couple days at Epic Universe, and he was going to do maybe like Epcot and Animal Kingdom, and then Tommy was like, okay, well maybe I'll do like one Walt Disney World park and then the rest of Universal. I'm like this is your first time. No, it's like if
I would do one each day. Yeah. And you can do multiple days at each park, but sometimes I feel that when you're doing something for the first time or just experiencing it, the memory will actually stand out better in your head if you only do it once, because that's the only thing your mind can resort back to. Whereas if you go on a ride, like if you went to Epic 2 or 3 days and you went on Monsters Unchained 10 times, like it kind of blurs together and it's not as special. Whereas if you only have a ride or 2 on each thing, it stands out more and it makes it more prominent. And if you just broaden out and kind of fit everything, I feel like the memories are going to hold stronger throughout your life.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things I'm going to tell you right now, Drew, besides the Magic Kingdom, I'm ecstatic about seeing in person is Epcot. Yeah. My family has been telling me, my aunt's been telling me, you have to see Epcot. You have to spend time in there. It's like no other park in the world. Even though we were supposed to get a WestCon, we got robbed of it out here. But that's besides the point. But
yeah, no, Epcot has the best sunsets. Epcot's I was just at Epcot last night to watch. I'm so sad that Festival of the Arts is over. Like, if there's any festival that I would want to go to with you guys, I would be there in a heartbeat with Festival of the Arts. It is criminal that Festival of the Arts is only 39 days.
Yeah, it is. The best one. The best one has the shortest amount of time. Like,
I was there last night. They did like a massive Beauty and the Beast celebration with like 5 of the Broadway performers, and just like walking into the park, like making my way from Mexico back to America where the theater is. Like, there was just this gorgeous sunset, and just seeing everyone take these pictures, knowing that they're going to have those memories. I was just happy seeing that. But then, like, for me, like, I love the art festival because that's my unique thing. Like, that's the once a year thing that even me as a Walt Disney World local, like, that's the thing that I still don't get to spend much time with because it's only here for a month out of the year, you know? But like, just seeing like the Broadway performers for free included in your ticket price is so special. Like, I love that so much. But like, yes, the topiaries of Flower and Garden are awesome, and I know that you guys are going to appreciate them much more than I do because you're seeing them for the first time, and they're even bringing back a lot of characters this year that we haven't had in a while. Like, Stitch is back, Lightning McQueen and Mater are coming back, so that's cool. You guys are going to see things that I haven't even seen or don't have a memory of. But I just think that like Flower and Garden Festival and Food and Wine are way too overhyped. Like, the performances are cool, like the bands that they bring in are cool, but then again, it's like kind of reliant on when your vacation lands with who's performing. Like, sure. There's people that are going to play in their trips around a few bands, which the diehard fans I get. It truly is an art museum. And another thing that's kind of cool about it is that like it's only 39 days long, but there's even more individual sections of the festival. Like, every single weekend, there will be a different chalk art piece on the ground. So there was like a Doctor Strange art piece. It was like the Cloak of Levitation, as if you were sitting on the cloak. It was only here for 2 days out of the 39 days. So that's one of the rarest photo opportunities you could ever get in a Disney park because it's literally an original piece of art that they just washed away with water last night. Like, you're literally getting to see once in a lifetime art pieces that you could never see again unless you literally commissioned that artist to draw it for you, which who's going to do that? So you're literally seeing limited time pieces of Disney's history by artists it is the coolest thing. And that's why it kills me that it's not longer, because if it was longer, their artwork would be appreciated more because the amount of time they're spending on it, more people would see it. But
100%.
Like, I don't know if we need Food and Wine Festival for I digress. You guys know
exactly. One of the things I wanted to ask you about Epcot, Drew, is if you had to choose a pavilion, what would be your favorite pavilion and why?
Japan's my favorite pavilion because of that store where you can like literally you have like Pokemon, anime, like those little like the sea what the clams, like the oysters, like there's the pearls inside, like they have that, like they've authentic like weapons from Japanese history, the snacks, the food. It is the coolest store. But something you guys have to do, please promise me you're going to do this, is the American Adventure Show in the American Pavilion. Yes. That is criminally underrated. It has the best animatronics on property. Mm-hmm. You guys I don't want to spoil it, but like you enter this beautiful theater and it's so cool. It is the fact that exists to this day is something that I don't take for granted.
I agree, and it amazes me of how many animatronics are in that.
And how good they are. Like, again, I don't want to spoil it for them, but even like the Hall of Presidents at Magic Kingdom, I would highly suggest doing, even if you don't like the whole presidential situation. Like, the animatronics are so cool, and the fact that all of them like nod their heads as they're introduced, like the amount of love that went into that show to honor Walt's legacy. It's like I don't love where we're at in the world of politics now. I try to avoid it as much as possible. You know, like I don't have any interest in watching the State of the Union right now, regardless of what people think politically, just because I don't want to think about it. I just want to be Disney, just out of the real world.
And that's what Disney was all about anyway. It's when you
but like, I will say the one time I will think about politics is the Hall of Presidents or the American Avenger at Epcot, because like those are real things that have happened. Like, our history doesn't matter in a way, you know? And I just love animatronics. So if I can go in and see an animatronics show in air conditioning, out of the sun, out of the rain, out of the heat, I will absolutely do it. But yeah, I feel like something that never gets talked about, which makes me so sad, is how you can walk into this pavilion and you can just see this like jaw-droppingly beautiful animatronic shows. Like, those animatronics and the set pieces are so good that those could like live on a Broadway show for decades. Mm-hmm. And this is something that happens like every hour. It's ridiculous. The Voices of Liberty too, back there. If you want to talk about leaning into American heritage and being patriotic, if you see the Voices of Liberty, I guarantee you guys will tear up a little bit. Those performers are angels. Their voices are ethereal. So when I think about America and I like being American, I go to the American Pavilion at Epcot.
Oh, nice.
I completely agree. And yes, that is definitely
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, no, great moments with Mr. Lincoln too. Walt Disney Magical Life, like those are the political things that I love. You know, like Walt was very patriotic, which I love. But if you want to see that, I'm gonna go watch Walt Disney Magical Life and how he came here to, you know, live his dream. And Abraham Lincoln, like that is the coolest full circle moment. How Walt brought Abraham Lincoln back to life because that was his idol, and now the Imagineers' idol is Walt, so they brought him back to life, and now they're together in the same theater. It's like, whoa. Like that is mind blowing to me, and not only that, the Walt Disney pioneered audio animatronics technology, and now he's an animatronic.
Yeah,
like what? Whoa!
And
does it look like Walt? No, but is it amazing? Yeah.
For the 70th birthday of Disneyland, like that was like the first time that they could have done that. You know?
I just saw that show for the first time. That was the first thing. I got off the plane. I got on my lift. I got to the hotel. I put my bag at Bellman, and I went to Disneyland to see Walt Disney Magical Life. Because I just had to see that. Like the lighting on Walt, it is so cool. It is so cool.
Oh, it's awesome.
That was my first time. That was my first time at Disneyland. I had that same moment when literally I got to my hotel and I came down off of Harbor because again, it was my first time seeing Disneyland. I was 21 years old and I'm like, I see the top of Matterhorn Mountain, Grizzly Peak. I literally check into my hotel. I stayed at the Portofino Inn. I literally opened up my door. Because normally I like, you know, after a long flight, you know, I go in, I freshen up and everything. No, I literally, I took my suitcase.
Throw it in there.
And I just shut the door.
Yep. Yeah, no, I got my bag at the Bellman desk so late the other day at California, at Green California, that like the Bellman, they didn't have a Bellman. Like I had to wait 5 and 10 minutes to get my bag because I was just at Disneyland until like midnight. But I had to. I was like, I'm never here. I'm going to go have fun. And thankfully I got to. Because like, it does help with my coverage too. Like, I think you guys as creators and wanting to create, like Tommy with your food stuff and Conductor, like what you do with construction, and even you, George, how you've been doing more of these live streams and bringing people on. Like, I feel like you guys are going to be so much more passionate about creating Disney content once you see Walt Disney World and you can speak on it subjectively. You know, like I said, I've been more motivated than ever to create. It's because I was just at Disneyland, and I think that's going to happen for you guys. But with my backyard here.
No, I agree with you, Drew, 100%. Because I want to go to Tokyo Disney and all that too eventually, and you know, Paris and everything when it's locked in. Man, for this trip, man, it's like what you said. It's once in a lifetime, and I'm really trying to go there and enjoy it with my buddies and my friends. That's like the good time, man. And I always like the off time too, like maybe chilling in Disney Springs, kind of just walking around, no plans. You know what I mean? You always have the plans that are locked in. So
sorry, Drew, and I mean, the other thing I was trying to instill into them is like, obviously we're going to do content and everything, but being also with it being their first time, I want them to soak in, like look at their surroundings of like what you're doing. Because I think I said it to Tommy when we were talking on the phone is you can go back 10, 15, 20 times, but you'll never get that first time ever. Like, that is like, that's your, like the core memory, as if you will, like, is that time, the first time walking into Magic Kingdom, your first time.
Yeah, first time watching Disney Starlight and Happily Ever After and our version of Fantasmic, and even like the Indiana Jones stunt show at Hollywood Studios and Beauty and the Beast. Like, if I'm you guys, something that I love theater, I love the live entertainment, is you could almost dedicate an entire day at Hollywood Studios just to seeing the live entertainment. You could start with Villains, you could go to make your way to Beauty and the Beast. You could go to Indiana Jones, and then you could make your way to Frozen, then go see The Little Mermaid. Like, and I would say you could see Muppet Vision, but unfortunately we'll have to. Like, Hollywood Studios, in my opinion, this is another hot take. It is worth the price of admission just to see the live entertainment. That's how. And really, honestly,
and that's up to them. But that's really what I had in mind for them, because with Hollywood Studios, you know, we have Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yeah, you guys, yeah.
So I want them to experience the stuff that is like literally Walt Disney World.
Unfortunately, Rock and Roller Coaster is going to be down. Monstropolis.
We just missed it. We just missed it.
I will say though, like, Rock and Roller Coaster is cool and all, but I really think that the Muppets is going to be an improvement. Like,
I agree with you.
They are leaning into a lot of the humor with the script, and I think that, again, I haven't said that anywhere, but I trust you guys with it. And if anyone's watching this, that's your little.
Which
take.
I have to say,
it's going to be funny.
I have to say to everyone watching, if you have not seen the revival of the Muppet Show special on Disney Plus, or you could even watch it on YouTube, I highly recommend checking it out because honestly, for a long time, I was very worried about the Muppets, but I could actually say of what they did with this special.
Yep.
I feel like that the Muppets are coming back in a big way.
Oh yeah, which again is ironic because Muppet Courtyard just got stripped. But again, this is another piping hot take: is I would much rather have Monstropolis than Muppet Courtyard. I don't know. I love the Muppets as characters. I never loved Muppet Vision. To me, it felt outdated. Again, I know that's a hot take. Steve Wall and Lincoln, yeah. Can you go back to that previous?
This one, yep.
Yeah, no, Disneyland Handcrafted too. Like I was on Casey Jr. the other night, and I was like looking, like when you're behind Storybook Lane and you can look to the left and you can see the castle on Casey Jr.
Yes,
that's the same castle that they put up in like a few months that I was just watching on Disneyland Handcrafted. Like that's
crazy.
Like
right?
There's so many like historical documentaries that you see these days for things that don't exist anymore, but like Disneyland is still thriving, and that's the coolest. That's why I'm so glad that Handcrafted exists and that they put it on YouTube. Is that I really think it's going to motivate a next generation of creatives that are going to work on these parks and also just like make people want to visit Disneyland,
Definitely.
100%.
And I do have to say, Casey Jr. at night, Drew.
I loved it.
A wonderful experience.
I loved it. I was so happy. Like I know my parents always told me that I loved going on as a kid, but we moved from California to Dallas when I was 4. So like I don't remember those things. But I also credit that to where my love for Disney began, because if I didn't have fun as a kid, then they would have never taken me to Walt Disney World, and if I didn't go to Walt Disney World, I would have never started following New Fantasyland, and if I never started following New Fantasyland, I would not be talking to you all right now. So yeah, like really cool thing about
that's a good one, Drew, bro. Like, so what do you rope drop?
Wait, really quick, Tommy. Sorry, hold your question. I just wanted to just say a little fun fact with Casey Jr. that for anyone who doesn't know, actually the voice of Casey Jr., like when you hear the train saying like, I thought it was actually done by a female. Actually, she worked in the sound department. So when you hear like that screeching sound of the, kind of like the female thing, that's actually her. She's doing the same voice.
So
and that was,
I love that it's there still too. Like it's not like that classic charm is still it's so tightly packed in New Fantasyland, but
yeah. So sorry, Tommy.
I would fly back out to California just to spend the afternoon in Fantasyland again. You said what do you rope drop at Walt Disney World was your question?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hollywood Studios, you don't have to really worry about that unless you want to go on Tower of Terror. Because like Slinky Dog Dash or Tower of Terror, Hollywood Studios. At Magic Kingdom, it would be between Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tron. But what I will say is that, again, Magic Kingdom has so much going on at nighttime when the park closes, between Starlight and Happily Ever After and the lineup of attractions and the shopping and the food and all that if you get in line for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or Tron right when the park closes, once there's no more lighting lanes, no more disability access service guests, and it's just standby, even if the wait time's posted at like an hour, it's realistically like 25 minutes. So even myself as a local, I do that myself. Like if I want to go on Mine Train, I get in line at 10:59, and it's a 20-minute wait, and you just call them the best ride in the park. So like when I was a kid, I always rope dropped Mine Train because that was my hyperfixation for so long. But yeah, I feel like it would gotta be Tron or Mine Train. At Epcot, I would say Guardians for sure. The good thing about Guardians is it's very reliable, rarely breaks down. And your guys I might come to Epcot on the day you guys go on Guardians for the first time just to see reactions alongside George. I might join you guys on that day because Guardians is special. I'm not going to say anything else because if I spoil it, I would never forgive myself. That'll wake you up, man. Yeah, if you go on Guardians in the morning, that'll wake you up. Also, for you guys got to go on Frozen. The animatronics are George. You haven't seen those yet either, but they are. I can't. They are beautiful. Animal Kingdom, it's like Flight of Passage. You just have to. But Kilimanjaro Safaris is great too. Kind of any point throughout the day.
Oh man, I told George we're rope dropping the safari, man. I need to see that.
It's really not a bad option. Everyone runs to Flight of Passage, but like Kilimanjaro Safaris, when the animals are just waking up in there's like that morning air, like the air is still and like the sun had just come up and the guides haven't done their spiel for the day and they're all excited. Like It's
Right.
one of the best. Like
Yeah.
I've gone
Dude,
on
I live in the Bay
safaris.
Area, so like
Yeah.
I'm right next to Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, and that's all the animals incorporated. So
it's
that's kind of what I grew up on is Marine World, so I might as well do it over there. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
and also like right next door, the Maraha Jungle Trek, like that's where you can see Boxo, the tiger. He's like a year and a half old. There's like this bird aviary where like there's like giant chains so the birds don't fly out, but you can walk in there and birds are just flying and chirping around you, and that's just at Animal Kingdom.
I think honestly the biggest attraction, they wouldn't be watching the birds, they would be watching Abby spaz out.
Or seeing another thing too is the aquarium in Epcot. Like Epcot has baby manatees.
Oh,
I saw that.
You can see juvenile manatees at Epcot eating lettuce, and it is freaking adorable.
that's sick.
There's so much at like even Journey of Water. Like what I love to do is I love to go to the aquarium and seeing all the animals, and then I go through Journey of Water just because it's kind of connected and it feels right. Or going on Living with the Land because it's all kind of connected in a way. Even Soarin' is, and I don't love how like CGI heavy Soarin' is, but again, it's about our planet, so it's like Epcot. I don't love how it turned out because of the pandemic. Like you guys will see how bad Communicore Hall is. I don't need to tell you that. I just
I've
did.
seen it.
Yeah, it's
This looks like a banquet hall.
my high school cafeteria was more themed than Communicore
Oh,
Hall
I'm
is.
sure of it.
That's what I'll always compare it to. Is I was like, I would rather be spending time in my high school cafeteria in line watching TV for whatever I got. But
God.
it's there's just so much here. Like there's, in my opinion, even if it is raining, you cannot have a bad time. So
Absolutely. And
I'm excited
John,
for you guys.
And John, make it rain. To your question, actually, we are going to do Epcot twice, just for everything that Drew has been mentioning. There's just
especially if you're a foodie too.
Yeah, there's like so much, and I was thinking, I'm like, there's no way that we can do Epcot for one day. So we're going to do Epcot twice, and then we're also going to do Epic Universe a few days as well.
George, have you been on Monsters Unchained yet?
I have.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're gonna. Ooh, I'm excited for you. If they had annual passes, I would go with you guys to Epic too. But I just can't get myself to drop $150 on a day ticket. It's an incredible park, but it's
for that. They're waiting for Epic to be added to the annual pass.
Yeah. It's
they need to add that.
It's such a beautiful park. I truly love Epic Universe, and that's what I wish I could talk about it more, like by going back, and I would even create a little bit of content around it. Like, sure, people follow me for Disney, but what do I think? I love Universal. Funny enough, I think I know that I cover almost exclusively Disney content, and I'm Drew the Disney dude. I get that, but I genuinely am a fan of what Universal has done kind of since the pandemic hit. Like that's when Velocicoaster was, I guess since Hagrid's open really is kind of when I've seen the shift. Hagrid's, I love Hagrid's. I love Velocicoaster. Velocicoaster Row 10 at nighttime is one of the most surreal experiences you could ever have in your life. Going over that top hat, it is just your body's just letting loose. You're just living at that point. I love E.T. Adventure at USF is one of my all-time favorite rides. Like back during the pandemic when I had a pass to Universal and the parks were quiet, I think I went on E.T. like 6 times in a row just because of how happy it made me. I love E.T.
Me too.
At Islands of Adventure, again, it's a great environment. The environment's great. The music is great. I don't like City Walk. City Walk stresses me out, but Disney Springs stresses me out as well. I just don't like those environments. I think just like the drinking, like it's a little bit more rowdy than the parks. It's just not my cup of tea. But yeah, and again, like I said, I love Epic. It's the thing with Epic is that operations have not been consistent. The lack of indoor experiences and the capacity issues, I can't justify going right now. It's not that I don't like the park. It doesn't operate well. So yes, I love Epic, but it's been a little unepic, unfortunately. So I hope
it's
you guys.
We're going a couple days to Epic then, in case some stuff is down or if it does rain or stuff's not open. We'll be able to still handle some stuff because 100% we're going to come back to Florida, like George kept mentioning. But it probably will be for like Halloween Horror Nights. I mean, do you ever do that stuff? Or
I went to Horror Nights for the first time this last year, actually in 2025. My friend, he works at City Walk, and they get like the comp tickets, so he's like, just come hang out. Like it's his and his friend group's like favorite activity, and I didn't want to be a party pooper, so I hate horror. Like it terrifies me. So I was like shaking, but I actually loved it because I wasn't focusing on the scare actors scaring me. I was like, this is a work of art. Like it's
Right.
Again, I love Festival of the Arts because it's limited time works of art. Horror Nights limited time works of art.
That's a good way to put it.
See, I enjoy
that.
HHN because it doesn't really like. I love being scared, but then again, it doesn't really like phase me that much because after being married to my ex-wife for 10 years, I mean, I don't think there's anything any more scarier than that.
Oh God.
But
Oh God. There we go.
Come on, George.
I knew it was coming.
Hey, Peter was probably waiting for an ex-wife joke, so there you go.
Yeah, and Peter's at the movies now, man. He's gonna have to go back and watch
So,
this.
see, now he has to go back.
The real question is, where is Peter not? I feel like I see Peter in more places than I see myself, and I'm doing everything every day. Peter's like a freaking wizard. I think there might be multiple Peters out there doing the same thing.
Maybe.
I agree, bro. He's on my TikTok, bro. My
Instagram.
He's on
Peter's
YouTube,
messaging me on Instagram.
Stream.
Yeah, like Peter's tagging me in tweets. Peter's talking to me about the Dodgers.
He'll send me a message, and I'll respond back, and literally like in seconds.
Yeah,
like,
bro might be the first AI intelligence human, and we just don't know it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me.
We love you, Peter. We love you.
Yeah, we do. And no, he's great. Peter's great. He's very supportive of all of us, and he's
of course.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, a heads up. I've got to run in a few, but if you guys want any final questions, thoughts, concerns, fire them at me while I'm here.
Tommy,
I'm down to link up for sure, man. If you really want the Guardians, just slide in, slide out.
Yeah, no, you guys are here for so long that I don't feel bad. Like I always try to like think about the fact that whenever people are here, that for me it's just a fun day. For you guys, it's like a once in a lifetime trip. So I try not to crash plans. But if you're here for 2 weeks, I don't feel as bad taking some of your time. You know.
Well,
absolutely. No, we would love for you to join.
Yeah, I'll come over at some point.
Yeah, that would be awesome, Drew. To ride Guardians with you, and like you're saying about that Japan pavilion. I would
kind
of walk.
Yeah, we'll do an Epcot day. Either Epcot or the live entertainment at studios, because I just feel like that would be fun for me to do too. Like if I can be a tourist for a day and actually experience something like out of what I normally do, I actually like those days because it gives me like a little taste of what I kind of fell in love with Walt Disney World with. You know, like when I was a teenager flying out here and dreading the 2-hour flight, but then loving being on the Magical Express and finally tapping the band on the room door. And what's funny is like a 2-hour flight is nothing. Like now that I'm like, oh, Disneyland's like a 5.5 hour journey, you know, and even that's nothing when I'm going to want to go overseas eventually. But
Drew, I know you gotta leave soon. Here's a question for.
All right, this will be my last question. Okay, so
all right, sounds good.
My wild card announcement is the heavy integration of the Fortnite stuff at Disney parks. I know everyone's like, "Shut up about Fortnite." No. This hasn't even started yet, so bear with me. But yeah, I think we're gonna get a Fortnite pavilion at D23. Major reveals, Fortnite in the parks, Fortnite characters in the parks. It's gonna be big. My early prediction would be a blockbuster off the rails announcement for Walt Disney World as an unofficial response to Epic Universe. Everyone's like, well, what is Disney's response to Epic Universe going to be? They must build a 5th park. No, a 5th park would cannibalize our attendance and crush Walt Disney World. That would hurt Walt Disney World. But building a massive attraction on top of what is already happening would be Josh D'Amaro's FU to Universal, basically. Like we have Monsters Inc. Land, Tropical America's Villains Land, Cars, all this amazing stuff happening. And you know what? Here is one more Moana ride or Zootopia or Figments, an original attraction, maybe something that big, an original story. Just something crazy that no one has on their radar that causes a standing ovation in the Honda Center. That is my wildcard prediction, some jaw-dropping announcement. Early predictions would just be like concrete details on what's coming. A model for Pixton Peak and Villains Land at the Pavilion show floor. We can hover over this 1 to 200 scale model of what's happening. You know, names for attractions, like what is Encanto going to be named? What is Indiana Jones going to be named? What is the name of the Cars ride? What is the name of the Villains Land rides? Over at Disneyland, maybe a tease for Disneyland Forward, an early announcement there. Just concrete details, updates. And again, like the second park for Shanghai could happen. Though the second park for Shanghai might be announced in June when that resort celebrates its 10th anniversary. Like that might happen before on their own terms because an audience at the Honda Center is not an audience that's going to be going to Shanghai Disneyland. So people aren't going to care in person. The same thing with Abu Dhabi. Like I wouldn't be surprised if IAPA, the International Association of Amusement Parks, announces the Abu Dhabi stuff, because that's the audience that's going to react to it. I just think we're going to get a lot of concrete updates, but I think there's going to be a few shocking things alongside the whole Epic Games stuff. So that's what I'm expecting, but that's all I want, honestly.
100%. Well, Drew.
Oh yeah, and the cruise line. Don't forget the 2027 ship. Yes.
Yeah, the 2027 ship is definitely going to get announced with the name, because literally they're building it as we speak.
The Disney inspiration, the Disney imagination, the Disney something. I don't know. The Disney inspiration, I think, would be a cool name for a ship.
Yeah,
inspiration.
So.
What would be other? The Disney figment. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be horrible.
Oh, there you go. I love it. You have me sold.
I'll be there day one. But yeah, it was phenomenal to talk to you guys, and we'll link up soon here in person.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Drew, thank you so much for joining
you got
us.
It.
Thank you for allowing us to pick your brain on, again, because as I said, you're a seasoned veteran at Walt Disney World, and definitely look forward to seeing you. As I said, I'll send you the itinerary. So
I'm gonna get the trip report from the Italiano himself, and then I'll have to be like,
oh yes,
they're doing this. Yes.
Yeah. So that way,
George, how did you forget this? Or George, good job suggesting that. It'll be one of the other.
Or both. Yeah, like it'll be done over, and then I'll say, like, you'll ask me, like, did you do this with him? I'm like, oh geez, I forgot. Like, how could you forget that? Like,
exactly.
George, you didn't take him on Hiccup swing gliders, George. How could you?
See, if that was the case, I would be
fired. You'd be fired.
I would be fired.
Delete your channel right now.
I would fire myself. Like that would.
Oh my God.
I trust you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And Drew, if you want to let everyone know where they can find you on social media before you head out.
Yeah, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, Substack. I think that's all of them. Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Except for Snapchat. Snapchat, bad. Everything else, good.
Hey, now we'll get Drew on Snapchat eventually, man. He'll be on there.
What's up, snappers? It's Drew here.
Yeah, the Disney snapper, bro.
Disney snapper.
Or I'll be like live streaming on Twitch from Animal Kingdom, being like, all right, they're moving a steel beam in, guys. Be quiet. The steel beam is being dead.
God.
Hey, you could pull it off too, bro.
I probably could. Maybe that's my next step.
God.
All right, gents. Great talking to you all.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Drew. See ya.
Have a good night. Bye, guys.
See ya.
See ya.
That was absolutely incredible. I can't wait to hang out with Drew, because Drew to me, he reminds me of what Ricky is in a way. You know, he has that just mentality to kind of see things in a broader picture, even though physically. And I love that.
Right? And what I love about Drew is, and you had mentioned a conductor, you had mentioned Bricky. They both have like the same outlook, but they have two different approaches. Where Bricky looks at the architectural, analytical side of the park, where Drew is like the person who is like a theme park goer, you know, that will like go in and do everything and tell about like the experience and everything. And I had the privilege of hanging out with Drew several times, and every single time that I have, it's been literally how it is recording with him. It's fun. And yeah, I can't wait. I think honestly, out of all the times that he would suggest to hang out with us, I think Epcot, or at least one of the Epcot days, and especially with Cosmic Rewind, because he has the same mentality as I do. I'm very curious that when we step off that ride, what your guys' reaction is going to be, because that is a ride like no other. You know, it's like you either really, really love it, or you really, really love it. You know, there's
no in between.
There's nowhere in between. There's nowhere in between. And I always say, if someone who doesn't like it, you're wrong. I'm sorry, but
there you go. You straight up.
No, but like I did want to say real fast, like I appreciate everybody that's been really diving in and really showing me and Conductor like this love, because they know it's our first time. And the main one is you, George. You really took initiative and really coined this whole travel for us. And it's going to be once in a lifetime for sure. I mean, people don't understand, man. They're getting like 14 days of content, man, between all three of us. And, you know, we got big plans, and I just can't thank you guys enough. I mean, like, I would even go out there and not do any content and just kick it because it'd be like my first time. I'm perfectly okay with that, but I know the fans want more. So, you know, our friends give us what we want, but we still take into consideration, like you said, Conductor, earlier, you were bringing up Bricky. We had George. We got Disney, the Drew dude. Man, this is crazy stuff. Like, I'm super excited for all the rides and stuff. I feel like that's what we're going to be heavy on, rides and food. But those little moments of just like hanging out with you guys that you probably could never, you know, replicate again. That's what I live for, man. Those little moments too.
And,
you know
and that's why I want to have those moments. As I said, I want us to do content. That's our thing. That's our niche. But I want you guys to take a moment and stop and just, because this is something I've done it with Disneyland, but it's something with Disney World. If you pick a spot, and Drew was kind of touching upon it a little bit when he was mentioning Epcot with the sunset. Pick a spot around World Showcase, whether it's at United Kingdom or France. Sit down and just don't put a camera up. Don't put your phone up. You just envision of what you're looking at. I tell you what, especially at Epcot, when you do that and you see the whole World Showcase Lagoon and you see Spaceship Earth in the distance and all that, you're like, wow, this is some true like Disney Zen like ambiance, like in that moment. Just take that moment. And honestly, I know that I joke around when I say like my ex-wife jokes and everything, but Walt Disney World actually got me at a point when I was going through my divorce, because I literally went when all that process was going down, I went to Walt Disney World literally. And I found myself when I was sitting at Epcot and just contemplating my life of where it's going, I just took a deep breath and I just looked out into Epcot and I'm like, everything's all right in the world, even though technically it isn't, but right now it is, and I want you guys to have that moment where, yes, I want us to do content. We're going to do the rides. We're going to do the food reviews. We're going to do all that. But I want you guys to see Walt Disney World as a whole, because it's more than just the theme parks. It's more, as I said, I want to take you guys around to the Yacht and Beach Club. We'll walk out of International Drive. We'll do the Yacht and Beach Club. We'll circle around to the boardwalk. The sunset at the boardwalk, too, is phenomenal. I don't know how Disney did it. They purposely built the boardwalk so it's facing the west. So when the sun sets in the west, that's where you're standing.
Oh,
that's
man.
awesome.
That
That's
is
incredibly awesome. But I have to agree with Tommy. It's everything about the trip is going to be amazing. Hanging out with you guys is going to be absolutely incredible, but it's literally the small moments that's really just going to make it. And George, like you're talking about, your focus is day one when we go to Magic Kingdom. I'm sure you have a plan for it, but if I had to guess and throw my 2 cents in here, I'm going to guess that you're going to be in front of us, and you're going to be filming me and Tommy's reaction walking around that corner for the first time.
I literally am. I'm already going to be in the center, and I'm going to have the camera zoomed on you guys, and then I'm going to motion, and then and as you guys are walking, I'm going to get your face. Literally of what it looks like, and then after I get your initial reaction, then I'm going to turn the camera so then the audience can see what your reaction is too.
Oh, it's going to be phenomenal.
Fire.
It's going to be phenomenal. And then the shout out to my boy Hunters Unite 6939. That is the Andre. I've known him since elementary school. I've known him a long time. I know he's excited for me because he's actually the one who introduced me to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal back in 2015, and I could not thank him enough for that, because then I got Tommy hooked into it.
I was just going to say, isn't that something of how like a train reaction goes. No pun intended for conductor, but how like a train reaction goes. And by the way, Andre, definitely welcome in, and
For sure.
and but yeah, like how Andre introduced it to you, but from him introducing it to you, then you showed it to Tommy, then that's when you guys started doing the RIP experience, and then I'm going to start doing that with you guys because you started doing that. Now I'm interested in it. So
Yeah.
it's just like that domino effect. It's just, and that's what I want to see. That's why when I experience your first time with you guys, I want to see after it's all said and done. Yes, you're probably going to be tired. You're going to be on the brink of exhaustion at the end of the trip. But my goal is I would love to hear you guys say, you know what? This was a once in a lifetime experience. Now I can't wait to do it again. It may not be soon, but just to the fact of, well, for conductor and I, it will be, because I mean, we already have plans for 27. But even to you, Tommy, like I want see that mentality of like, this was so fun. Like I want to come back again.
100%.
And if
the memory will be with you guys. That's what I'm saying. I'll always have the comparison of this trip.
Yes.
Who could say that? I mean, this is going to be one of the trips to remember forever.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. And then also back
shout out Justin, shout out Justin from
Justin's awesome. Hunters Unite. I'm sure you haven't heard yet, but I am going to connect with my fellow Brandon. He's out there at Walt Disney World. He works the gripping department. So he's been out there since I think 2018. He moved out there because he used to live out here. So I'm definitely going to hang out with him and his wife Taylor. So I can't wait to see them. It's been about 8 years since I've seen them, so that'll be a great moment to hang out with them. But I'm going to say this, Ryan, since the comment is up there, I'm going to say this. I don't know who's going to get the worst sunburn. I'm going to promise you I'm going to do everything I can so I don't get a sunburn, because that would not be pleasant.
I'm curious to see if I'm kind of hoping that it wouldn't even be an issue with that, especially with it being March and the weather being kind of wacky. So I'm kind of hoping that it's warm, but it's like a nice warm temperature, and hopefully it won't be. It's hard to say because I mean the weather's been all wacky lately, and it's like you don't know what you're going to get.
And then John has brought up this comment multiple times. George, I don't think we're doing this go around a water park.
So this time we're not doing the water parks. I think honestly, even for March, I think it's going to be way too cold. I am still going to bring my swim trunks because you never know. Sometimes I like, if it is warm enough, I like to take a dip in the pool, the resort pool, like during some downtime. I always like to just bring my swim trunks, just regardless, because you never know.
I think you'll catch me in the jacuzzi because it's just good for my back. So
jacuzzis are good. I do love a good jacuzzi. But yeah, as far as the water parks, no, we're not going to do the any of the water parks. But we're just going to just do the theme parks, and then, like Disney Springs and the resort hopping and all that stuff.
Billy Rides CA said, not counting clones, do you plan to do all the rides? I plan.
Hey, we're hoping. I'm picturing this.
I'm going to try to get them on as many as possible.
That's
we have to. That's the main thing. Rides and food.
Yeah. And really, and as I said, like anytime like we have like the downtime, like if we have something extra, like, to throw in a ride maybe here or there, that they may have already experienced, but in a different way, like Galaxy's Edge, we're probably not even going to touch because I mean, it's literally as in here. It's a waste, to be honest with you. It's literally whatever you see out in Disneyland is what you see in Florida, but we're going to hit Toy Story Land. We're going to do Slinky Dog. We're going to hit the Tower of Terror. You guys are going to experience Florida's Tower of Terror when you move into the fourth dimension. See, even when Tower of Terror was out here in Disneyland, it didn't have the fourth dimension. We're going into the fourth dimension here in Florida. And And then, yeah, of course, as Drew had mentioned, like with all the shows, that's pretty much going to be our Hollywood Studios day. We'll have some rides, but yeah, like
I
the
love it.
Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast. And I even mentioned this too with the Frozen show. Yes, it is a Frozen sing-along. I never went to it for the longest time. I'm like, why do I want to be amongst little kids that's singing a sing-along with Frozen? But I tell you what, it became one of my favorite shows in all of Hollywood Studios.
Definitely.
It really has. And then of course Disney World's Fantasmic, because it is different than Disneyland, and we get to sit. See, that's the beauty part with Florida. We actually get seats.
Yeah, that's the difference, man. That's the difference I'm gonna like, probably,
Yeah. Because I think actually coming back, you're like, after you get that luxury, you're like, oh dude, now I gotta stand for this.
There's nowhere. Yeah, exactly, bro.
It's gonna get rough. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna get rough. But one thing I'm going to be looking at as well, because probably a lot of you don't know. I know George and Tommy know, and I've said it publicly many times before. But when I'm out there in Florida as well, kind of just exploring the parks and whatnot, and really soaking the atmosphere, the just everything. I'm looking in the next 5 years to move out of California, to move to Orlando. So Orlando in the next 5 to 8 years might be my home base. So Conductor will be going east if things keep aligned. But you never know with the train, it always derails at some point. So you never know.
I will suggest this too, and this is how you'll know for sure before you make your final decision on that. Go into Florida in July and August, because that is very important.
Yes.
Because July and August is a whole nother ball game.
Well, we're going to 27 in May, so that's as
we
close.
are. So that'll be your. That's true. We
That's
are
gonna be my final destination decision right there.
Who knows? Maybe after the fact, I might be flying back solo. Your butt may even just.
Oh my God! Hey, Remy D said Conductor will appear in Endgame. Probably. Oh
he's in Doomsday. He's going to
be in Secret Wars Part 3.
Probably. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
The humidity is tough. It is tough.
Yeah.
But I've been in hot weather, Palm Springs, Arizona, Las Vegas. I'm like,
I think if you can handle the heat. See, I don't like it's hot. Like you'll hear me say, wow, this is like really hot and everything, but I can handle that kind of heat because when you live
Go ahead. No, Ryan, look at this guy. This guy is on fire with comments. Look at this guy. Bring this up. Conductor going to find himself a Cuban hottie and learn to like coffee. Okay, I agree with the first part of that. Coffee. I don't even think if you have.
I was gonna say you better let go of the coffee, man, and like that's like that's heat on top of heat.
No kidding. It makes me sick when I see people like even out here. Like I have a couple of friends that will literally drink coffee and it's already like 98 in the morning during the summer out here. I'm like,
born.
I'm like, what in God's name are you doing?
Yeah.
What's this?
But yeah, so Remy D, yes, that is another don't miss. Like Sunday was at Universal Studios. The only downside, and I want to see your guys' take on it, of the Bourne show, is the freaking pre-show. That pre-show takes forever.
Right. I heard that.
They just talk and they talk and they talk, and you're like, oh my God, will you just open the doors already? You know, once you get in there and you see the show, it's worthwhile. I will say that.
And then shout out Almighty Coasters, man. He's been telling us Villain Con is the worst thing ever, so we're gonna have to check that right out. So I can say Villain Con is the worst one.
Yeah.
We have to try it to both, appease theme park wizard, but also agree with Alan. It's probably one of the worst rides ever. So
exactly, yeah, we need to do that. Yeah.
we should do we should do a vlog. The rides to ride if you're a little bit tipsy, it makes sense.
my
You have like the race through New York with Jimmy Fallon. You have
Oh, I'm not doing that, bro. I
you're
don't
not,
know.
you're not doing that.
I don't know. We'll see. That could be last on the list.
Because I'll say if you do that, because here's the thing, I'd like to get your opinion on it, really, just because of it's so stupid, but yet it kind of has like this.
All right, man. All right, you won me over. I'll do it.
Weird. It's the weirdest thing. Now this one right here, I am avoiding like the plague. Like
Same.
this one, like there is like nothing in Supercharged that like I haven't seen in the studio tour that would make me stand in that line.
Nope.
No, please.
Like
thanks.
no. The only difference is instead of you riding the tram, you're riding a party bus.
No thanks.
You're literally,
Oh, thanks.
yeah,
I'm
you're
cool
literally
with that.
riding a party bus. Now
That's
the other
what
thing
we're doing
is-
for a week straight, going from the hotel to the Walt Disney World. I don't
Now,
need a ride.
I will say too that with Kong, even though you get Kong like that's on the tram tour, I will say this: the queue for Skull Island is immaculate. Like when you're in the queue line, it is phenomenal. And then at the end of Kong, you get that giant audio animatronic.
Right.
And so I think honestly, that would be a ride I would say to not put up at the front of the line because there's other stuff I wanted you guys to see. But if we did have downtime, that would be a ride I would want you guys to experience, even though you already experienced the ride, but the full immersiveness of it is what
I'm going to tell you guys this. For a food spot, George, you could tell me where it's at, but I will tell you this: when I'm at DCA, okay, and I walk towards San Francisco, the one place that has sticked around for years and years and years is Ghirardelli's. So when we're at Walt Disney World, it is a must priority for all my Florida fans watching this live stream. I definitely want to hit Gideon's Bakery. That is absolute must.
That is again, that would be sacrilege of me to not take you guys to Gideon's because it's not just getting those cookies, which are phenomenal. They're huge. They're about the size of my head, but it's the experience of like literally when you walk into Gideon's, it literally looks like something that you would see in the mind of Tim Burton. Like,
no way.
Like,
wait.
Yeah, it has that very like dark, kind of rigid Gothic style. Like you just probably would stand in there and just do B-roll. Like
100%. That's what I did the first time when I walked in the Ghirardelli's at DCA. Yeah. I did the same thing. And actually the cast members are all like, hey, dude, one of them actually, it's funny. They said, do you want us to hold your phone for you? We'll film you if you want.
Oh,
I'm like, yeah. So I did it.
So Remy D, so no, we're not going to do toothsomes just because we have toothsomes out here with City Walk, and I
want to hit Big Fire. But
we are going to do when we're at Universal, we're going to do the Blue Dragon at Epic. We're going to do Atlantis. I think it's or Atlantica. It's one of the two names. I can't remember. And again, I had to get Mythos. We definitely got Mythos locked in.
Yes.
Had to.
Yep. I gotta get my grilled octopus legs.
There you go.
I can't wait to see what those actually look like.
Oh, they're phenomenal. I love that and the mushroom risotto. Like
the mushroom risotto I'm getting.
Like that is really I get those
every time. On that. 100%. But there's a restaurant in City Walk out there. It's called Big Fire. I think it's called Big Fire. Is it? Or something fire? Or I'm trying to think of the restaurant. If anyone knows in the comments. But it's a restaurant we were supposed to get instead of twosomes. But then we wound up getting two systems, and I can't think of the name of it, but it's like a high-end classic American steakhouse. It's
Okay.
it's wonderful.
Awesome.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll kind of play some things by ear as far as like the universal part of the trip, and also like with the quick services, because we do have dining reservations. And again, I told Tommy and I also told Conductor that even though I made these reservations, always remember we don't have to stick with the initial plan. Look how we added another Epcot day, and it was like,
Yes.
so it's like you never know when you're down there, when we're in the midst of doing something and we say, oh, we only have like 25 minutes for this, and we're like, you know what? Maybe we should skip that. We're in the middle of doing it. Then hey, then that's how the ball rolls.
So that restaurant, I was just texted by a friend of mine, Big Fire. That's what it's called.
Okay, Big Fire.
Big Fire. So we definitely got to check that out. But one of the things I'm super excited about, I never got the opportunity to eat there, and it closed down when COVID happened, was Steakhouse 55. So out there, we're going to be eating at Steakhouse 71. So I'm very intrigued to try that.
The prime rib.
Ooh, I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Oh my God. You're giving me Thanksgiving vibes already. Prime rib, high-end food. Oh my God.
And now we all have the Disney dining plan. So
yes,
it's like go gung ho with it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I'm so ecstatic for that. It's going to be a legendary trip, and I cannot wait. I've been waiting for this moment all year. George knows it. Tommy knows it. It almost seems like I've grown closer to these two gentlemen than I do my own family, because I'm constantly on the phone with them talking about this trip, talking about content, talking about all this stuff, and I cannot wait. And a lot of it's funny, a lot of the people at Costco where I work at my location, they're excited for me. A lot of them even subscribe to the channel just to see my reactions and see the content, see what's gonna. And I'm like, so you're telling me the first week back at Costco, I'm not going to be able to focus on my job because I'm going to have all you coming at me asking questions. Okay. I'm sure the bosses are going to love that one.
And as I said, they're going to see all the firsthand reactions to everything. Because as I said, I'm going to make sure that you guys are going to have a great time. So any thoughts on fast food? So when it comes to like the quick service stuff, it's basically kind of like how it is at Disneyland. It's like you just kind of like go with the flow kind of thing. You have, although I will say the chicken penne that's at our hotel, even though it's like in a food court setting, I actually enjoy it. I know it seems simple, but like late at night when you're coming back from the parks and you want like a late night little meal thing. And again, we can use our dining plan on it. Oh, which reminds me, when we check in at our hotel, hopefully that they're not closed, we'll run into the food court and grab our complimentary mugs, our refillable mugs.
That would be awesome. One thing I want to answer the Remy D's comment, when we're in City Walk, if it's open and it's not closed for an event or an overlay, I definitely do want to walk into the Red Coconut Club to kind of get inspiration to maybe possibly getting something like that at our City Walk, since we're transforming our City Walk back to kind of adult entertainment. So
yeah. And then Ryan says, are you guys doing lives from the resort when you're there? And Conductor, I'll let you take that one.
So I'm going to try to do some lives, 100%. Obviously, POV videos are going to be my main focus, but I will do a live both on YouTube, and I know a lot of you have been messaging me on TikTok. you want me to do another live, because Tommy always raves that one time. I think it was the first or second time I ever did a live on TikTok. I had over 100,000 people watching me. So a lot of people want another TikTok live. So definitely I will fit that into my schedule for sure.
Yeah, I am too. I'm gonna try to. I like doing the lives like after like the parks, and then we can talk and discuss. So that way you guys can see the in-park content with the vlogs and stuff.
Sure.
I think that's where, and also the shorts as well. And then Dragon Blood, yes, you're absolutely anytime you're welcome to come on. That if you're going to be coming out for August, because it would be your first time.
Oh my gosh!
In all of it, you know, he's going to come for Disneyland, Hollywood, Universal's Hollywood, and then also attempt for the D23. So yeah, so absolutely
on that one.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my god, it's actually crazy. I don't know if many of you guys know, we're actually, so all three of us are going to get back to our houses on the 17th from where we're coming from, and then literally the next day, me and George are doing a live to cover the shareholders meeting, and then literally, was it like 2 weeks after that? Then like almost 3 weeks, supposedly the growing rumor is that D23 tickets are going to drop. So
which then tells me that after the shareholders meeting, probably a couple days after that, they'll make the announcement for the ticket prices. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like literally we're just coming back from vacation, and it's like bing bang boom, like
oh yeah, never stops.
That is one thing. It never stops, man. This content stuff never stops.
And then right after that, then we, you know, and then we go to D23. And then after that, here comes the Halloween season again for AJ.
Yeah.
Like, never stops, bro.
Never stops. But you know what? I enjoy it. This is like, I live for this stuff. Like, this is the stuff that I enjoy. And
I love it. I love it. Remy D said, will you guys be getting express passes for Epic or wait in the 3-hour long lines for research purposes?
So, I love that for the research purpose. So unfortunately we don't have the express. I mean, technically we could, but I mean, it would have been like $400 some. Like
I'll take the risk
per person. And it's like, again, we could have done it, but I mean,
is it really worth it?
Honestly, because Abby and I did get the express, but honestly, they refunded us because we didn't use it. We didn't have to. Monsters Unchained never went above a 20-minute wait. Now, Ministry of Magic, that's why that and Minecart Madness, Donkey Kong,
yeah,
they have to be rope dropped. Those are the first things that we have to do, because as it goes on during the day, it's only going to get worse.
Well, just to let Remy know, part of our schedule is, and we were able to lock it in just recently, me and Tommy Toon World will be doing 3 days of Epic. So we will try to plan to hit everything. And I'm sure you're going to see some content from Tommy, especially with his world famous Steven Spielberg food reviews. So believe me, we're gonna try to experience every inch we can, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, these two will have an additional day at Epic Universe. Technically, they have an additional day just for all the parks because we have the park hopper. So that way they can hop from park to park, while Abby and I are actually going to a wedding of a friend that I actually met on a Disney cruise. Go figure. We got invited to her wedding. And so when we're at the wedding, they'll be still like hitting it up at Universal. And the one beauty part about having the park hopper for Universal as well is we have access to the Hogwarts Express.
Yes.
Forth between. So that is not even just a ride. That's also an experience. So that's going to be
sure. I can't wait. I cannot wait. And a buddy of mine from work, he just came back from Epic. And he said it was the steakhouse restaurant in Darkmoor.
Yeah, steakhouse or something.
Yeah. He said he went in there I had dinner, and he's like, "This was one of the best high-end theme park restaurants I have ever experienced ever in my life. You have to try it. You have to do it." I'm like, "Oh, dude, bro, we're hitting it. We're hitting it.
We're for sure doing it."
So Dragon Blood gifted $9.99. Thank you so much, Dragon Blood. I also bought my Disneyland and Universal tickets not that long ago. It's all coming along. D23, I'm crossing my fingers so much, but hopefully as a D23 Gold member, I have a chance. As I said, definitely fingers crossed for you, Dragon Blood. Fingers crossed for all of us. You know, we're right there with you. And yeah, I hope you get it. And honestly, with you being a D23 Gold member, you'll be one of the first people to have a crack at the ticket. So hopefully that'll work for you as well. And then we got Mr. Theme Park Wizard in the house. Well, Orlando peeps.
Yes, the time is upon us, Wizard. We got 1 week. One week.
Crazy. It's like
7 days.
And here's the thing, because I was just telling you guys that normally, like the last several days, it goes by slow. I think it's going to be the opposite because we got so much stuff.
Oh, dude,
that's going on even before. Like we have the after hours event at Disneyland. I have the 65th anniversary of 101 Dalmatians up in Burbank. I still have to finish packing. It's like, oh my god,
dang, yeah, that's crazy. Oh, Wizard said make sure.
And I completely agree with him on that. No matter what the line is, I don't care if it's 3 hours.
100%.
You guys, we gotta do Hagrid's.
100%.
Oh, definitely. John said, "Do we have direct flights?" No, we have. Me and George have a layover. In Austin.
I do. I have a direct flight.
Oh, you have a direct flight. So, but me and George stop in Austin, but we should be arriving in Orlando. I think it said what, 8 o'clock, 8:30.
And I think Tommy, yours is like around 7:30-ish. So
yeah,
we all should be arriving at the same time. So we'll meet up. I always like to say our rendezvous point is at baggage claim. So
exactly.
Pretty much. Oh my gosh.
At the carousel we don't want to be at, right? The other
Exactly,
carousel.
right?
Yeah.
Remy D says, "I'm heading down to Universal Orlando tomorrow. Gonna miss you guys." Well, we're gonna miss you, Remy D.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just by a sliver, yeah.
We're gonna miss you for sure.
But for anybody that is in the area that's at the parks, whether at Walt Disney World or Universal Orlando, please look for us. Hit us up if you want to stop by and say hello. As I always say, I will say this to the day I die. I need a t-shirt. I am an attention whore. I really am. And like, so come by and say hello. You know, as I said, I love the attention.
Oh, 100%. And then I want to update everybody, and I want to give a humongous shout out to George, the Disney Italiano, and his wonderful wife, Abigail, for doing this for me. For the theme park conductor channel members, I will be receiving a button, and it's a small button and a sticker that I will be sending out to all channel members, and I will have seasonal stickers. So during Halloween time, it's going to be a different sticker. During Christmas time, it's going to be a different sticker. So if you would like to join Theme Park Conductors membership, a lot of content I'm going to try to make exclusively for members while I'm out in Walt Disney World, but I'm also going to be taking a decent handful with me because I ordered a lot. So like George was mentioning, if you see us in the park and you especially see me 6'4", which is kind of hard to miss me, you could see me like 30 yards away.
And trust me, if you can't see him, he'll find you. I don't know how he does it, but he was probably a king at Where's Waldo. You know,
I was pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I was pretty good. If you do come up to me, you say hi and whatnot, I definitely will hand you a theme park conductor sticker and a little bun. So
there you go. There you go. Well, I want to thank you both for joining today. And again, big shout out to Drew, the Disney dude, making an appearance. Look forward to meeting up with him down there. And as I said, anyone who is down in the area, please, if you see us, you'll find us. Conductor, he's the tall one. Tommy will be filming his food reviews, and then you'll see me probably standing in line for City Hall for something.
Oh, I can't wait.
But
It's probably true.
In any case, folks, I'm going to start with you, Mr. Tommy Toon. Thanks again so much for joining, and let everyone know where they can find you on social media. And this is it, man. This is it. We're down to the wire.
Man, this is it. The significant steps have come to an end, and it's time to fly. Let me tell you, I've been waiting on this one. It's been the calm before the storm. I've had a lot going on. Everybody watching right now that's still hanging in there, something's coming. So hang in there. On the trip, something will be announced. But George, man, I cannot thank you enough. I've already said it more than enough, but you really curated this whole trip, and I cannot thank you enough. I will definitely repay you while we're out there, and it's just, even in months to come, we'll just still be talking about it, bro. It's definitely going to build our camaraderie more, bro. We're definitely going to get some viral moments for sure, too. And Conductor, we're going up, bro. This is it, man. We've been waiting on this trip for a long time. Been talking about Florida, been talking about Epic. We're going to Epic the first year it's open,
which is funny too, because I think we started having this conversation inside Disneyland when we were talking about the trip, when I asked you both to be my best men at my wedding. So it was like, it's something. But and Tommy, honestly, I appreciate just your friendship and brotherhood is more than enough for me. But I mean, if you really wanted to know, I wear a size 8-night Southern Caribbean cruise on the Fantasy. So just
100%. And I know what size shirt you wear, because I treat you a shirt too, bro.
Yes. I do have to say, Tommy was very, very generous during my birthday, that he wanted to get me something. I told him, like, I'm not like, I don't really go for something. He's like, but I like to get you something. And he's like, I said, well, I'm big on shirts. I love Disney novelty shirts. And literally we went into World of Disney, and they were having a 2-for-1 sale. So it was like, and I love it because the 2 shirts that he got me for my birthday, I literally wear them religiously at Disneyland. So you'll definitely see me sporting them in some of the vlogs. So yeah.
More to come, 100%, bro. George, you're the man. I can't express it enough. And then Conductor, bro, we really locked in and we got everything covered. It's time. But man, I appreciate you guys. Drew, the Disney dude, I cannot express how much respect I have for him, trying to show me the ropes before I get there. I mean, I'm asking a goat like him what to do in the rain. I mean, come on, he's bearing with me, buddy. That's why he's saying, let's go experience it subjectively and objectively, and then come back and talk. So I'm very excited for that as well. But yeah, man, let's just get through it. You can find me on YouTube and TikTok at TommyToon_world. I'm going to knock out some live streams for sure. So whoever asks that, it's coming. And then TommyToon_ on Instagram. I'm pumping hard on there this year. Hopefully I make it big.
Absolutely. And definitely everyone follow Tommy Toon, because as I said, I've said it many times. Conductor says it so many times. And I feel like Tommy doesn't give himself enough credit for the work that he does. Because I tell you what, he puts so much blood, sweat, and tears into his content. And honestly, it really shows, because as we always say, we always tease him about it, but I really truly mean it. It is like Spielberg quality kind of thing, of that he puts so much attention to detail. And even like when he has the camera on him, Tommy does this unique thing. And I just like to sit back and watch him work. Like, he'll say a line for his video, and then he'll pause, and then like he'll re-say the line again, but he'll throw in a different word. And I like that, because that is like what professional actors do and directors do. It's like, say this line, but say it 5 times, but in all 5 times say it in a different way. And it's like, he doesn't stumble. He just like, he hits the mark every time. And he does what he does best, and he does what he loves. And honestly, he's a king at food reviews. And also, I have to say, he's been dipping his toe into some of those movie reviews too, which I'm quite enjoying as well. So
thanks, man. I appreciate you big time.
And Mr. Theme Park Conductor, obviously, you know it's not a live, honestly, without you. I think I've done more lives with Conductor, especially our 11-hour stretch. But we did it.
That was a long life. God dang. I still can't believe we pulled that off.
We did. And honestly, I think that's just going to have to be an annual thing. We're just going to have to, pick a day, like in the very beginning of each year, like as it starts the new year, and we just kind of do our 11-hour. But I echo the same words that I said to Tommy. As I said, I appreciate your friendship, your brotherhood, and I love the fact that I get to do this with you guys, and that I set this up for you guys to enjoy it, because as I said, I've done it before in the past. I really have, where I've taken people, on these, big trips and everything. And I love playing host. I love playing VIP tour guide, so, and again, especially with it being your first time, like that is, as I said, you guys are not going to get your first time back. So I want you guys, and as Drew said, really let it sink in.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to see 7 new theme parks you've never experienced before in one trip. 7.
Never in my life has that happened. Yeah.
That's legendary by far. But I want to give such a huge praise to George, because like he just mentioned, none of this would have been possible without his help, without his plan, without him just vigorously going back and forth, contacting me and Tommy, contacting Walt Disney World, contacting Universal Orlando. He did every bit of effort I could only dream of doing, because me and Tommy tell him all the time that, if it wasn't for George, which is somebody that is an absolute veteran at this, me and Tommy would not even know where to begin. So I'm so blessed and thankful to have George as a friend, be part of his wedding that's going to be coming up. Also, just the fact that I get to spend time at a place I've been dreaming of since I was a little kid, and I get to spend it with 2 great friends that I would not spend it with anyone else. And I cannot be more appreciative. I cannot be more appreciative of all the theme park conductor community, the Hollow Gelato community, and the Tommy Toon World community. You guys are awesome and amazing. We've had some amazing people on our channels, which, my gosh, I don't even know where to start with Drew, the Disney dude. The guy is just legendary. The fact that he took time to come on our live stream tonight. No, seriously, I'm just saying, the fact that he took time to literally sit here and come on a live stream when he is so just embedded in the theme park world with media, with his own content, being interviewed by, I think it's Channel 3 in Orlando. He's a constant contributor with Channel 3 out there. He just told us during the live that he flew down to California to be at Disneyland for 48 hours for a media event that was last minute, and he decided to fly down. That's someone that I look up to. Someone that's willing to make that sacrifice, and I can only dream, me and Tommy both, and George, that we want to get to that status. That is the next level we want to get at, and none of that would be possible without all you guys watching and supporting Tommy Toon World, Hollow Gelato, and Theme Park Conductor. You guys are what keep us going, and I could not be more thankful enough. But you can find me, Theme Park Conductor, on YouTube and Blue Sky at Theme Park Conductor, on Instagram at theme_park_conductor, on X at theme conductor, TikTok at theme park conductor 1, and every Sunday at 5 or 7 p.m. for Conductor Sunday live stream, where we've had Tommy Tune World on with his world famous Steven Spielberg quality food reviews, and Hollow Gelato with his spicy Italian theme park opinions. I love it. And it's just such a great time. It's such a great time to talk to these guys about the parks, since we have so much passion. And it's also great to see you guys in the chat asking questions. It's such a blast, and I kind of lose myself when I do those, because it really reminds me what's truly special in life. It really reminds me, and I love it.
Well said. Well put. Honestly, I think I really want to say, don't think I have anything to add after that point. But that's pretty strong to the core there, man. It's like, but in any case, everyone, thank you so much for joining our live. We will be back probably for one more live. It will be on Theme Park Conductors channel. We're going to do one more live, actually at our home studio before we hit the open road, the open sky, and wherever, the journey's going to take us. But 2 weeks of just bliss. He had to get the.
I love it. I love it.
I'm glad you actually got the reference. That was awesome.
I did.
That was great.
Oh my
That
God.
was great. But in any case, everyone, thank you all so much. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. And we will see you soon. This is Mr. Theme Park Conductor. This is Tommy Tune World. I'm George, the Disney Italiano. And as I always say, in Disney Italiano fashion, stay safe, stay healthy, stay Disney. Italiano